Areska.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I want to say,
yeah, madam. No way.
And then so boom, 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 boom.
That's what we do.
Green.
That's what we do.
Let me show.
That's what we do.
That's why my boys is this car.
And our friends, guys, in the bed 5 and sending me voice notes. And I'll be voice notes. My bomber. I'm excited. Say, if people can get such reaction from the work we do.
As I know goosebumps, right?
And one on rich, and one on and yeah.
Simano at the Asa and so 9:37. Yasabetna say at the Agudim some at the Bremo Copim said, do me a new ababo. And then so 4 hours over to Bibia and Cabra. Yababo and some no na yadi Abrama Sijo. Garbage ram, Gabi the foreigner. Obedient. I'm shall say free. I'm on it na Yavia Jumadieno. I will a fit sama Yabuano at the Bremo and then I pay me so. That would tell on radio. Or phone no benwa bra. YouTube in Shah TV. How dear. Or share Jumadian na or saying at in the live into bra in Shah TV. Our YouTube. Now subscribing so I'm not subscribing dear mommy. Or subscribing we are. The old person who can't for program no and ne. Akonya ne da honado message na ka ho. Yakoba, yabeka messages out wa. Mo de abrayan on the show. But you make sure say you been in TTM say na be able to me. I kind of do na and so I watch Jumadian so name again message and so de ba any devoid of insult and me do be atem na extra wadwen awo aye Jumadian and so na anra the tennis say UEFA Champions League games no playoff yabo first leg no awie nyame adoma second leg no so betimi atoa so na eno akra back amontifie almost a kind of back Newcastle. I show my Kaisia 6. Ama aircraft back for no take cano a bako. Bodo Glimt and confirm says here from serious. Almost say Inter for a Camiensa Inter. I tell for Muntier a Inter Milan and a Bodo Glimt. I show my 3. Ama Inter for a take cano a bako. Club Brugge and Sutifie and Atletico Madrid about 3-3. Of course, Olympiacos and Etifie. Emma Bayer Leverkusen. I go try my camera. I'm on so intimate auntie. I know and somehow do I know to be PMO about the UEFA Champions League. And yes, so yeah. Then come Arsenal and it was a game, no. If I don't know, I can't say me Bunsu, Eshiana, was you catch him so. As a league in there, we will see this Arsenal, I'm sure. That's how we the Arsenal, I'm sure, simple cry. I'm a couple game to be a at your for. Struggling Wolves, I'm to fear and Arsenal Kobo 2-2. And I'm on for Arsenal to league you are moving. They say the tennis between Arsenal and the team from some Man City, no, and you 5 points and the da almost on them. But the TNA Arsenal both games to draw the chain. City say City were one gamer and some more against Newcastle. City said Newcastle say pet Abeka 2 points. Between Arsenal and then Tima, you're from say Man City. Omumi Nusuno, Ambo Gamer, Ambo at the ETL Sports Stadium. So your guess is good as mine. And the everything common, of course, an Europa League matches or Sansana Conference League matches. And then so at you for Rebecca was some our Jumadi so not Yabefie, Yabatua, Yeraketo Keku, the interviewer on a Assassin Radio, and so Koye. Na Kate and SMP and the Diatuga as a Black Stars players, no, am I ready for the World Cup? I feel on Thomas Partey, rip charges and national president at the and someone do the Tuda and now also Ghana for young umpire and for my team because he said the rita in place, no, I'm April panel. I'll see a bumpire at the attire team no and so echi and SMP come home Yatana say Thursday edition. Insure passports at you for Yabobo na Eddie Abramo garbage ram Gabi the foreigner at you for or the air core Amanina Fee. I'm any 79 wait me did you know as just so at the Amay. Richard Denier, good morning. Yes, you may say at the free Amanine.
A 9-10 bedroom, near 20 bedroom. This
is come home.
Aye, this is a job.
There's a bit me the abom.
Your best chance all there. In sharp passports.
Sure. Would you be keke?
Exactly.
Na on so far
exactly.
We are giving back to the society.
Exactly.
The bit me.
The answer rich about empire in the bush.
Me the me bomb pie in the
bush. Empire on your body.
Green. Na me say so. Akad ya kado. Me so fu na.
We are so for Nelson.
Nelson. Me.
Holy Spirit today for so answer still now.
For super.
But Abia will be already be 50 billion years now.
Oh, it's already
full ministry.
Full ministry. Atia sorry.
Judy, America.
Very fine.
And I like everything that's Benfica for me. Yeah, Rich. BBI Corso Ewo Park no so at Benfica was engineered by Jose Mourinho. Which I don't think say Jose Mourinho wouldn't use that advantage that he knew he would get on the night. Which is Omo Bofi, Omo fans ho. They know clearly. Say si Timini Madrid abashoma. We need a 12th man and we need to do more. Even if say Ibe Tumia, you force Madrid to make mistakes. Even if it is just characteristical mistakes, be to say bia Vini Buafu akoka bibini a man a red card and Obino bia ko abona say sir, let us get advantage from there.
And the starting game no intention is very clear.
Yes.
Yen Madrid in term.
Yeah.
Senebia and lose on Baba game near game.
Yeah. Because by the time the game started, they had the momentum. Omuna no more chance of person. In fact, tactically, you have to give it to Jose. He knew how to set up his team. Only maybe no many problems. Rich and now, if Madrid did not have their experienced centre backs and good ball playing centre backer, because they could use the experience of Antonio Rudiger and they could also use the ball playing ability of Dean Heitzen. Plus, the natural position of Kamavinga as box to box and Wanda Morots the midfield. Plus a branch of Orange Medi. Again, you says Valverde, either on the right or central or wherever. He adds a lot of workaholic ability, baby. And then, of course, Trent Alexander not doing what he does. Which it took the almost 15 minutes outside of Madrid they started our body view. It was all Benfica. Now, sometimes Madrid, if one strength can be their weakness, and weakness can be their strength. Which, by the time this goal came, so okay, Bonibia, it was Vinicius Junior and Mbappe and overloading on sa left hand side on him. And Yakani several times said, Vini and Mbappe na pehoko because only you now want to cut in onto their favorite foot and then score. It was Mbappe that was carrying the ball from that area, laid the ball up to Vinicius Junior, and the rest they say is history. Proper ball striking ability from Vini. And form can come down. But Rich, I've said it several times. When you speak of the best wide creators, na ubodina top 3, you always put Vinicius Junior.
Players are called Park and there's
Ombium created as Obama assistant.
Yeah. He's one of the best.
And you move Vini down so they say Oba. You see, there are two separate of them. The three no more usually a call one Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah driving on pace and speed. Into
Yaboba to space.
Space. Front 10. Why the demand 10 quick. But Vinicius Junior, apart from the pace and speed, incessant. Nyabrodikan incessant. Onyaiba. Obana who didn't tem now. And no man elbow be. Touch that also. No, I shall not know one who customer sanko for no baby him. He just doesn't stop. And that's what makes Vini superior. Rich, when the goal went in, Bonnie Bang and a Vini here. Just when the goal went in, it means that Vini had climbed up to proper Brazilian numbers in terms of the Champions League. He had usurped Ricardo Kaká with 31 goals at Champions League and Abrantia Feni Neymar with 43 goals at Champions League and also between the two Mbappe for Vinicius. Mbappe created 10 goals for him, and Vinicius for Mbappe 9 goals. Both of them are thriving in that area. Rich, this is what Vini did. One fan in San Benfica flag no. One fan in San Benfica flag no. When did you be at the There is an English word called mollicado. Say, what did you be so too much when you trim me? And I've seen people say that people are mollycoddling Abranti Freno, Vinicius Jr. As a debut, Obi and Cash in Chireno, no Koye BM, near you fans, which he didn't do anything wrong to anybody. This was Vini dancing.
Where's samba dance?
Yes, Sakeke.
Brazilians in the
yes, and a corner flag on an osa. Then all of a sudden, the racist chants begin to come. Vini and Hubebre with fans. It is one way, yeah. Maybe for the referee to want harmony in the game to go on it, or the man a yellow card, granted. But for it to degenerate into the players of the Benfica national team, that is where the big problem is. Rich.
So, Kofi Meba, before I be proceeding, Vinicius Junior Shegwewi, and Wako Jono celebrity was the Brazilian samba, we know. Then the Bema referee friend say, Abrante was celebration mama yellow card.
It can be over. The referee, I think, on the night wrongly judged it for over celebration. So celebration is too excessive. Never say Michel go. Na ebi rich ona ye goalkeeper na me begina woni na me say as em pese me huru like when him it can make me a reaction every word my bit man say born here born. So if it's excessive the referee can give me a yellow card.
So is it confirming?
Yeah.
The na Benfica supporters in Ekasa Abrante no.
Yeah.
As na deliberate.
Yeah.
So begina no huru omo.
Yeah, that's what the Benfica fans are saying. Say Vini Babe Gina.
So for the referee to say look, watch the goal and so called celebrated there, but Oyama and Broso no.
Yeah.
And you know, Chris Abrante and I say a who has the celebration or ye not been say me economic room.
Which only referee bit me having the points, the fans can have their points. But me situation I mean who baby are really a share that. Say because Asadi there are 4 corners on the football pitch.
Yeah.
And usually it's a player shot and the closest corner now.
Yeah.
And that is where he went to. And you see me I've seen Emmanuel Shea Adebayo score the goal and run across the pitch and go to the other length in front of the home fans. Obi Penisa, but he went just close. Unfortunately, baby Okoye all fans now he danced. I've seen people say he touched the Benfica flag. He didn't touch the Benfica flag. Okoko sai.
Because me you see park in minu nani.
Yeah.
Referee there I mean close to
action.
Action on their course ni. So for the referee to say Abrante Sabi na bia so obehye go na abekọ celebrate.
Yeah.
But for Lectexier to say o celebration mama yellow card. Yeah. Referee who bibi. So something
you see who say sometimes about actions that are being interpreted. Inti referee who say maybe he went too close to them. Maybe a flag na on who say you don't need to get close to this flag. You don't need to go and dance around the flag. Referee needs to interpret it.
Okay.
But I mean, in the general sense, Vini dances all the time. And for me, that's what I'm saying that Letexia judged it wrong. Say all show Vini yellow card for an over celebration on the night. Which I think where the problem began was when Prestiani said in Semo Kachiano, people don't understand the correlation between the two. Which so Osha match Nibia. Abrana Nicolas Otamendi. Eddie Sadi we actually Vinicius Jr. Rich image way. Nicolas Otamendi and Vinicius Jr. Now people don't know. Prestiani is an Argentine. Boy now, or then I didn't catch and no can't say Vinicius Jr. or Argentine. Rich, we all know the football rivalry between the Argentines and then of course the Brazilians. Which on the night, Vinicius Jr. was being constantly whined by Otamendi. And I'm very certain that Vinicius Jr. is whining and normal. I'm sure said before Nicolas Otamendi Peja and Natadia, and then the tattoo say, oh, we didn't walk up the Vinino. Now Vini catches on the Champions League. So that is okay. But it was something that constantly you can tell that the two Argentines on the field of play wanted to go on and say, Rich, immediately Prestiani covered his mouth. Yeah. The evidence is inconclusive. And I told him, Hana Emra, and fair. I don't think UEFA may be able to find out and see they can read his lips and know what he said. According to Vini, on the Prestiani and the Prestiani can attack him monkey. Into a reaction, immediately he said the monkey. Vini ran and went straight to referee later to tell him that according to me monkey. First, the mama yellow card, but player name from monkey. Which it went on to the extent that Jose Mourinho, the red card on the bench, went to speak to Vinicius Jr. consistently. And I pay mehu ubia statement or the other. Na utie UEFA official reports nyomde koya. UEFA say the official reports from the matches played last night are currently being reviewed. Where matters are reported, proceedings are opened, and should they lead to disciplinary sanctions being imposed, they are announced on the UEFA this night website. We have no further information to provide you or any further comment to make in this matter at this stage. And like I said, it looks to me that Adiabe is very inconclusive because Wakatana no Vini accounts, any Prestiani accounts are different. Benfica will play a Madrid will play a UEFA would have to be fair and then firm. At the end of who's offering a monkey and I don't think anybody has been able to ascertain that. Now Vini after the game say racists are above all cowards. They need to put their shirts over their mouths to demonstrate how weak they are. But they have on their side the protection of others who theoretically have the obligation to punish. Nothing that had happened today was new in my life and my family's. I received a yellow card for celebrating a goal. I still don't understand why. On the other hand, I just poorly executed protocol that served on purpose. I don't like the appearing in a situation like this, even more so after a great victory and when the headlines have to be about Real Madrid, but it's necessary.
Odomi TV, I say, Vinicius Jr., not something working.
Okay.
I say he wasn't showed the yellow card because of the celebration, but it was after the celebration, he was walking to his half. He started lifting his shoulders and showing his jersey number to the home fans.
I didn't see that. Yeah. No, also
because some Vini na kasani statement in the class waka.
Yeah.
Say yellow card no. Yeah, the man because of the celebration.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Which
Kylian observation.
Kylian Luton Mbappe say Benfica's number 25. I don't want to say his name because he doesn't deserve it. He puts his shirt over his mouth to say Vini is a monkey 5 times. I heard it. This player does not deserve to play in the Champions League, of course. That is what Kylian Luton Mbappe after the game. Vera Beloa said if Vinicius decided to walk off, then we would have all walked off Masa Aboa. We have 100% behind Vini and we let a decision to stay on the pitch or walk off to him. Only him. They were convincing Vini. Vini got down, Jack, oh, the young money uncle. I'm sure they didn't want to mar the game. They wanted the game to go on. But Vini also wanted to put out an act and let them know and of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold, everybody has put their piece on it.
Vinicius Jr. name supporters. I say it's becoming one too many.
I understand.
And also on China maybe.
Yeah. And I say it, many way are going to extend, say, Rich, people are taking advantage of it.
It's becoming too much.
Yeah, and Jose Mourinho post-match, he took advantage of the fact, say, Vini, you might be say Yakoso around him for a very long time.
Yeah.
In deflection, Jose Mourinho say, Vini, you're hearing. But Rich, my dream one from I just say, Obe Eyasa. That's a celebration. And it's celebration for
Obesau, but why on Befaso Bayadi? One amount for reading meanings into Adiana.
That is where I feel like Letizia felt that was over celebration. Maybe I could say a flag and then him Sadian because I mean football the flag,
when one player every venue be a Real Madrid go be on the support is going to problem.
But Rich, for me that is still not enough. That is still not enough. I think that say Obia or Sakana, you have no right to call him a monkey. That's if Prestiani, but
oh, Brandon okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Is a or a sharp power.
The rivalry that Argentines and Brazilians. Normal.
But I can't wash up.
Okay. What's smart? Well, not smart. Mammy is in a media.
Actually, it is easy, but of course, at the end of the night, Madrid won it and then they went away. I think, say, like you are saying, Vini would have to be careful. Yeah, be careful. I mean, just to avoid all of these things.
No.
So they be a bit more careful. Can manage. Which I know, I catch you say, Juventus for no more if they go to the Ali Samien. The Ali Samien is a big place, especially on Champions League nights. It's been 12 years, Rich, since Galatasaray ever Champions League knockout competition. Movie in 12 years. And it's been very difficult for them. Since their manager came, they have believed strongly so much in Yabo. And then I catch you say, Juventus and da. They don't go there to beat them in the Champions League, especially in the knockout. They don't get it. And first time, almost 1-1. Then the latest one before now, Didier Drogba motion 1-0. And they beat them 5-2. Me padidi agala for ne. And I like it so much that Rich Unim said, Moro Icardi to bench. Leroy Sané to bench. Ilkay Gundogan at the bench. He played with a team that was balanced enough. In Fifi Onum, Okoto, Okobo, Achumo, Obo, Abrenchefe, Lucas Torreira, Echirodom, and Obo Davison Sanchez, then play Noah Lang more in between the lines, then had Abrenchefe and Victor Osimhen leading the lines. Uncle, what star names? Mehu Sani, or Mami Sani, Mehu Gundogan, or Mami Gundogan, no. Omu not to bench. Icardi to bench. Then play the balanced team. Rich. When the game was 2 and I felt like Galatasaray would turn it around, especially at the Alisa. And they did. And almost turn the game around the Alisa and making them win the game by 5-2. Borussia Dortmund Nefi, a team of friend Atalanta Wejuma, bomb 2-0 and a very good game. Rich, Seru Grassi and flamboyant. But wow, yeah, Juma. For an African, he is quietly building a good resume with Champions League in him. And I think it's been about 2 seasons near. Seru Grassi slowly is getting to the top. I know how she first goal no share now. Powerful header. Then set up a goal again in that game. No? And then now he was the most dominant player. Our team, your friend Dortmund team, Nico Kovac team, no got a job done. Paris Saint-Germain don't want to let their cup go easily. Obetimi Jacob from when maybe this season they will not be able to win it. But they will show that they want to go on and win it. And now they turned a 2-0 game from 2-0 down to make it 3-2. Goals from Abrantia Freno, Ashraf Hakimi, Desire Doué, of course, got a job done. Now, and then quickly, Rich, Newcastle Foko, Akwakoba against Qarabag. You see how difficult Qarabag were in the group phase now. And so only almost about this time, Newcastle would have to be very clinical. In fact, I think that this is a game Newcastle don't look like they will lose it. But game many was so power Bodo Glimt. We took the last 2 games about Bodo Glimt about league facing. Man City and Atletico Madrid. Okay. Or she Man City or means okay. Yeah. Then end up Atletico Madrid in the final game. Esambesha Atletico Madrid the wonder. That is what they did. 2 giant slaying jobs in the last 2 games in the league phase. Now he has to come in and do that same job back to back. A 100 heading. So Bodo Betinya a fear in Bodo and then travel to Milan to go and do the job again, and that is where the big problem is. Which Inter are probably going to be different animals, but I'm very confident that this is a game. Bodo 4 over 2.5 or 1.5 in the end. It is always going to be clear in this game. And Oshe Inter team na Kanji, De Vrij, Bastoni, Luis Enrique, Sasa Susic, Barella, Mkhitaryan, Carlos Augusto, Esposito, and Lautaro will make that first 11. And I think it's a game that will form an Inter double chance, and then some goals are going to come in there. Of course, Arsenal, Elba against Wolves, our English Premier League. It's a game that expects it. Arsenal, Elba against Wolves. Back to the Champions League, Club Brugge, any team, my friend, Atletico de Madrid, Rich, match, Google. I don't trust any of them. Club Brugge are good when they are playing at home. But still, Atletico de Madrid on and off. You don't know the kind of Atletico Madrid that will be this week and also next week. So it's a game where I think go Everton. Then Bayern 04 Leverkusen versus Olympiacos looks like an over 1.5 to me. was a match more rich. And the match is not so very, very, very interesting, pa. Very, very interesting. And you say, Obia best start here who team are possible to make Shiano or the quarterfinals or round of 16. Then you begin to prepare teams like Barcelona, Money at the other. You begin to prepare and then make your changes stores. Some players, some teams now. Only on I think in terms of the game analysis,
sure.
Now, you see a twice near Dikosi Sunday.
No problem.
Internet, we have some codes for one for Michelle. And what our team already so untina me bobono. So obetino have so femme na mabobo codes no at the amount. Ni na a betway codes. First one a BW 3D 65 B2 DA. Second one no a BW 3D 65 AAC9. Third one a BW 3D 659713. The fourth one a BW 3D 658C13. And our last one a BW 3D65EF4. Which these are the codes and Emidema one way T4 has of course. So when to me and ya, we take a screenshot of Nhyira TV on all social media handles of Fifi Manfred. Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, wherever.
Okay.
Codes no
into green and you in the national beer and can be any Yareska. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say,
yeah, madam. No way.
And now so boom, 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 boom.
That's what we do.
Green.
That's what we do.
Let me show.
That's what we do.
That's why my boys is this car.
And our friends, guys, in the bed 5 and sending me voice notes. And I'll be voice notes. My bomber. I'm excited. Say, if people can get such reaction from the work we do.
As I know goosebumps, right?
And one on a rich, and one on and yeah, a 9-10 bedroom, and yeah, 20 bedroom.
This is come home.
Aye, this is a job.
Yes, we bet me the a bomb.
Your best friend is all there. In sharp passports.
Sure. Would they be TB?
Exactly.
Nah, also for coffee.
Exactly.
We are giving back to the society.
Exactly.
They bet me.
The answer rich about empire in the goose.
Maybe me bomb in the
green empire on your body.
Green. Ya me say so. Akad ya kado. Me so fu na.
We are so fu Nenso.
Me. Asenberg.
Holy Spirit today for so as still now.
For super.
But maybe I will be already be 50 million years now.
Oh, it's already
full ministry.
Full ministry. Atia sorry.
Judy, America.
Very fine.
And I like everything that's Benfica for me. Yeah, Rich. BBI course so our park no so at Benfica was engineered by Jose Mourinho. Which I don't think say Jose Mourinho wouldn't use that advantage that he knew he would get on the night, which is Omobofi, fans for they know clearly. Say, si ebetimi Madrid abashoma. We need a 12 man and we need to do more. Even if say ebetumi a, you force Madrid to make mistakes. Even if it is just characteristical mistakes, be to say bia Vini Buafu akoka bibini a man a red card and obi no bia ko abona say sir, let us get advantage from there.
And they started game no intention is very clear.
Yes.
Yen Madrid in term.
Yeah.
Senebia and lose on Baba game near game.
Yeah. Because by the time the game started, they had the momentum. Omuna no more chance of person
now young getting the show rumble Jenny Kobakakra and two co YouTuber now with the comment at the about every pen riches me Donkor back in Kenning in Adia Mamma Refi say also subscribe anytime bia Yabako life biano one so one sabaka the video bia tuma one sabaka and intina tembia Mekato say oko a YouTuber no subscribe sanya bia anytime bia also no when you be shabom naniama I come at Yama Betama Mindi La Liga and Kobakakra na Yahweh na Yanko UEFA Champions League oko La Liga what him say is no site bia at the rating at the aba in the percentage wise when the bet me at the La Liga at the SN now so now reporter Mensaka say who kohema as he said the Madrid our the upper hand say eba no La Liga no bet me at the so now so at a point in time na Barca and not say early the Barca for no if it's a league in the crowd that say we ma tie wi anasa reporter Mensaka say among for conociers as it's a league what they do in the percentage wise Madrid ekra 52% so bet imagine La Liga no at the SN so Barca ekra 40% so bet me at Atletico Madrid 5% and Villarreal 3% after other clubs just 1% so bet me at La Liga at the SN so any reporter eba ewodumadia sunti we are Manchester na one more near Jason the pundit and Panthers in na office Madrid bet me league no at the SN so na reporter Mensaka and not Babaka tos Abranta the daddy Jean-Luca adesa Ninsama Koka the chef Vinicius Junior Sasabio or your monkey no reporter Mensaka UEFA as investigations as at Argentina player no womu yasa kobasa se bibi kutimi kobono se wakasan sem no edi chef Vinicius Junior dia eni asotwe betime akọ edi ama the Argentine player at Sosia kan edema Benfica ne reporter Mensa Eka eweduma de so na no pe no make it them na Barca report so o no mbeka stadium no wuchoma nka sika pa we metimi the stadium no 960 million euros no scan nka obehia e the stadium no better reporter no ada eba ya say wo so mo ye estimate ni wie no project na cost no ebia ba beka ho ada say ebe 1.1 billion euros and say 1.2 billion euros no e the Barca for a report e the man na no penti sika no wo so mo twetwe eniamam kaka no ade se bi beka wansa na wo metimi awie the new Spotify kamnu na wo metimi awie ni e ene ya report free Barca akati eba e wo dwumade so mamenko Olympic dumase minni koba kakra report free Marseille eba ubaka opanya ni dey happy buy na no da na tase ye pamo no ama stade rene mebaka ho sempe ade chaw na Olympic dumase na no da ye tese Roberto Di Zerbi e dia adwuma no wo sporting director Medi Banatia won su je adwuma no she said the no official confirmation na eba say happy buy ana me dia adwuma na e dia man say won bo ama she said na niam koye emfa ema Olympic dumase ene ye reporter eba wo dwuma dia so mamenko Xavier yase wo call La Liga anima ataye pa be 12 years ago ana chase yama court be ban and I see a ban from matches na do so ye pa na since then no court be a bedi ban other say 2 matches ebia 1 match ban bi and I say ebia yabama na 3 matches ban better and now no per reporter Mensaka I say opinion tin Eddie Matias Ameta wono ano head coach Edma Xavier na no da omubo Deportivo Alaves na yeso pay we na no da Xavier game omubo boy no okor referee confronti referee no ekika some the chair refina and na the Royal Federation trans no wo mo tese so mo ehwe masade we toto so be hagene and to mo 7 opinion 7 matches ban and 7 matches ban and opinion the Matias Ameta and so SAV and 7 matches and now there's a Xavier ebobo game with their head coach and also in command a free Spain eba e with media so na maminko komo and now domo kema womu eboy Terence Ria womu any AC Milan and this year game no ekwa ndi 1-1 na deteni Rafael Leao ana tasa wate kan de mom Nico pass and edi kan ebo first goal on the 32nd minute na kodana se goal di amakomo na obi amokwa away kohwe bo mo bo ediatia aye AC Milan anya sam ketwa kra AC4 player ansana Rafael Leao on the 64th minute no wano ebete kan edimama report no etese sankan krofo yitimi wene ya nanka bebo mu ye pa esanse anka bia points no be anka ebia for be 5 points pe ananka beba be do mu ntembeta wo mantimi enso answer sa game sisia no wo call La Liga table no so ama Inter egu so mu lead 61 points and the cromo na yaba benya AC Milan 54 points yabenya Napoli watoso mi ensa 50 points and Roma toso eye 9 wo mo 47 amba wanya Juve Womutosunum 46 and 42 points, Ekrako Moboko no, Womutosun Sia, and yes, Fabregas, one in the team, dear Etoda, and a pay Yakate Diama. Now, when him say another Antoquasia, Mommy was Christian as well, another Yasima Similiano Allegri, and yes, Fabregas in Yantoquapa, now Antoquanum, paying in the Paso Tessa when you and Yakudana Fe, and Yase Massimiliano Allegri, Emma Anoswa, was here, Ubako. Dabe usakra we a little we are akoda afi no wase coaching job asia meme papa pe mu na me kaza ha we are football no coaching career no ene man koye emfa ma yase heated argument pa suppressing the bank kanasa anka no ada anka bia Cesc Fabregas enso ne Massimiliano Allegri mu di pomu ene yase Allegri atutu bi edema Cesc Fabregas ye pa nyame anim yakazo obi twabo bi a wo twabo the pa so one no fe no ba coach mo wonim hwe na woni na ba be bodra aso ba be challenge no ene ye de toja our Syria I na no pay make it the Virgil van Dijk a player or a captain at Liverpool what in come kakra de atwa sisi no ko Liverpool team no ma one player obi abana ba so Dominic Soboslai na de amensaka yase Virgil van Dijk say oba a team no ma danchan come bia no ko ba so mu pe leader when the officer Dominic Soboslai ebetima the next leader at the Liverpool Boboko no they were play any city na dwene ne ball any discourse e kwan leadership quality no abrantene will be a panty anya wan say acha come bia no akoba so no oil leader e wo Liverpool and Virgil van Dijk in koma kakra abrantene di Twitter e wo dwuma de so na no pay make atre adama na mamenko Bodo Glimt minko din koma kakra na Bodo de amasa okwa won fa ne beto wo masada enya de a ombetian Inter akwa Germany so wo matia Inter ye pa Esposito anenya to only go edimomo abrantani din edefet enya go ansa na Hege enso enya ne de ansa na abrantani de hof enso enya go edimomo nti entena me ensa na nkrofo no enso aboboy edi ema Inter 40 mo bako na Bodo Glimt for no ansa this season aba UEFA Champions League amasa wo ma ye adwuma ye pa Jato aye Nielsen head coach no one ne nkoda no yaso oko nowhere wo mo the only Norwegian club eba ni UEFA competition wo mo some matches in continuous way and your match they one ma say they two ma say they three ma say yasi isi on nkrofo no ana ASR record no awo no way and to ko no wo mo nso mo from kra and ye Bodo Glimt Boboko no and come kakre from akate edi eba na Casper Hoff wo mo akoda no masa akoda no eba ntina pa dia sisi awaso bia UEFA Champions League no wasaka ze for no what Manchester City we had 2 goals and Atletico Madrid where you assist esa dabi go 1 goal per and against Inter and now which go 2 assists and Tabantan de Casper and yema e come the market no so danchan come bia kwati say the transfer window was summer amount for a penalty as the modern bodo ya dey say was so pa na would say next season Bodo Glimt Boboko na nya dey say UEFA Champions League no mbebo biem esan say enyo mo na agi Norway League no edi so mo na so Viking Boboko no ana agi Norwegian Iron League ne di so mo na so and it said next UEFA Champions League and profile ya mo sisa kasefoi enya dey so obehu mu na mom no some person wo mo ban next year pa dia adi say UEFA Champions League no wo mo ti edi so mo na so na obi a wati Inter no semi finalists and last season ewo UEFA competition will be a Wati City as an Chitia one league no wadi UEFA Champions League no wadi da Atletico Madrid and so those so many contenders and also what you must no about say omuji UEFA Champions League ni dey so na so and confirm betima ya Sadia no and tani reporter e fit no way anafe Bodo Glimt akati eba e woduma dey so na no pay make tire adiama na another amanfo din ko ana racial abuse akono so dodo na eka ana finish Vinicius Junior hadwene Vinicius Junior hadwene mem say me story we a mo beti ase de ntia Vinicius Junior bribia no sa niam no no pa yesi who pay player racial abuse akono so atese mu ba ko ye Vinicius Junior in 26 incidents and ya counted here racial abuse ya abuse no mako 26 times and the baton we player that says Adema we ba so the entity that says bibi koso no be racially abuse won so uma ubumfu just 26 times e wa La Liga nkwam na in a different matches mako 10 so mako 10 no ana 26 no every ba eno aye La Liga nkwam no and to dey e be UEFA Champions League dey e be ka that means awasu dey pa and tani reporter e ba e wo dwumade so Vinicius Junior denti atembia no atwa so mu rese ade so ma bi su no ono so ompe no ehun koma kakra ne medical to say UEFA asase investigations into no ye be dey we ade no so besi akọ but wuto player no say ma this numbers are I don't tell say what a good player Ademola Lookman yankasa yenua African border masa okwa Atletico 5 matches 3 goals 2 assists 5 matches 3 goals 2 assists ana ade aye adiamani team no ada omni club bridge Apple game and ye UEFA Champions League game etoja na no ada the Nigerian day essence no Nigeria ni ba ko bo ha na ba ko ebo ha abranta ni dini ade aye onyadika wono ebo de club bridge boboko no wonya go ade ma club bridge anafe Ademola Lookman ebo de ma Atletico Madrid wono nso enya go me pato wo mu goals no Nigeria for no mo sise no but okwa Atletico Madrid Ademola Lookman go no Julian Alvarez ade ba ko eka ho ansana ade se Odones anso ebo onko edimomo me pato Bantan Ejin Azizoles wono enya go ansana Tresodi wono so enya go ade ma club bridge ade ka onyadika game no ho entim ado akokoya 3-3 ane ade total ewo dwumade so anana pe no make it kakra ade ma so na yentone kakra na one Porter aye president Adama Basona wo payina baba kasa na 2030 World Cup etoja no once na no dan baba kato se sisia des ayi Morocco for enya fidi obehosu aye final no once 2030 no Morocco ni Spain no nyina no ehosi na eno na ade na yesa na no da AFCON the final na yebon wo Morocco no yesi niama no mu dan adi ni ntino ama se ekoba se World Cup final no sanka pass ya bebon Morocco de dabi anko me abo no Spain reporter eba yesa opinion di na de one reporter ese so mo bon with the new sport 5 Cameroon na omo na Cameroon na ebe kama ye pa na between Madrid wo stadium Santiago Bernabeu ana afa Cameroon ana apre but wo mu nyina fi se anko mo bon Catalonia kodia mo anka be boy pa na opinion ni chese aniema kakra e Cameroon na so mo he no mu siesie wo mu siesie wie dia wo gidie pa so mbodo Cameroon na be kama FIFA ewe niema bia o he sa niema ni nyina na aka bia taso me omso be wie beta ade so omo permit no wo mu wie niema nyina ento omeko city council no ho no omo ni omakwa kwatena sie na sa niema na FIFA ebe nya taso stadium betima meet standard na eba no aye World Cup betima bo final no anso our the new sport for Cameroon no wo mu guso omo he ade un san koba ni nyina na fe sa game na tima todwa ho ade ya one Laporta Barcelona president one resign afa ni yakwa to abafofo na yenya the new president iti one day or a former president Edma Barcelona boboko no ade yankoba kakwa so eba ewo dwumade so Nhyira na Alvarez sisi abrante no nentina to no asamba back na Goko aye 2 matches ewo UEFA Champions League was started 2 matches na onse go ekopem no ade abrante no enso enya go edman team 8 minutes papa na wanya go the ama article and he said the form number in its 24 matches was starting no 17 goals na wanya and the 24 matches as a starter no wanya aye 17 goals that means akwa no ade say ban goals no enim ball na wonim ni boye pa but enya no kwa ni record abrante ne Jetene ukwa Argentina in the UEFA competition emranto mukra goals dudu no repato mediomu din eba sisia no Julian Alvarez eba kakra beta emu gwaye esansele no Messi na LED 129 goals and wase wo UEFA competition and I say UEFA Champions League eba na Fredo Di Stefano wono ekwa 49 goals Sergio Kun Aguero ekwa 41 Lautaro Martinez ekwa 25 Enan Crespo ekwa 25 ana Gonzalo Higuain enso ekwa 24 na waba benya Di Maria wonu kra 24 ansene ne adesa Brante we Julian Alvarez enso waba benya 20 ente 20 goals na Brante nanya enti that means so 4 anasa 5 okra obetima ba beto so be 9 ewo ho enti anu ya reporter efi Julian Alvarez akate adi eba odumadi so mame kwa Arsenal na the Arsenal for ya de enti the Arsenal for ye kodi ye diliga ye back me na enti je say ya na mbe ye ade emumu ji bia che ada jabompa ya se enkofu ebet no me de ya gaga de nka Arsenal munje anya we kwa de Chelsea for the land ha do say ya no na hedanka e ba na landing derby abeta enya we se pass okrom pete abontezu ni medidie anka okrom pete edu ni man kebi kenti chama anka mo hena mi na Mikel Arteta yenim de aye no na watima he obi pa tima worry wa henu ntina mienu na mata dela mutimi why de na Arsenal fo emu ye ayi Mr. Charles ne bo a so say wo soft heart kakra de mo na adai woni mpefo di nkoba mo say de na aba na Arsenal for de amaya de eniamo ho sampa ene anim guase amaya de ebinsida munim say de Arsenal for ya ne no ada sa 2-2 na omo ye no wo mo de set record mo nya we Bukayo Saka 5 minutes what a go yeti ya ne say Henkapie ade ba ko aka ho anu on the 56 minutes anka de no mo fa no e na matanya on the 60 feet and 90 platform nankrofo aba bete ayo mo kanyina nyame anim ne of want to wonder my yade pa say record o my yes Premier League nim team ono worry at the league ni ye jaba we feel league nim no say ya say ntra mienu no betete na olusu game no yes e BC da Enkrofo Adi Yakopo Arsenal for number of 120 wonders IS Adianum me pato te record ni me say in the history of Premier League for the chase set team already atase ye ja league ni bona league no ware we film no anase ye relegate ni na film no so oni team or that top elbow ni asa team na already 2 goals na sa team na ba betete ebinsi da Arsenal for da Roma omo me biase team be of 120 wonders mpato ene ye record the cross ankle for no enti eno ye dia if you want to na kate e di eba Mikel Arteta ade ko bi sa Arteta se na open je na aba na game no hu ne se no se nyame anim ni o ma anya de wo so ka mo bi ata se o ma anya de kra anka so mo try ya se anko betima ban so back better wo man tima ama 2 goals wo ma he na wo ma tete de in fact ya de a wo dwene ho akra wantia se wo so mo hia time so betena se no ma dagesi issue no ma baby ade ni free bam wo say very painful se sa de no so ato mo ene ya Mikel Arteta anko makakwa so a wadi twitwa e wo dwumade so the next game against Tottenham Hotspur me pato de si o game we muniem anse game we nkasa no nanka ayese Monday 27 ana nanka ayese Arsenal ansobo me pato anya sa 20 Monday 27 no ana Arsenal abo Monday 31 ana Arsenal abo esanse sa Monday 31 no Arsenal e o game a o mebo dada ente so mu yi sa game ni free ho ente pato Monday 31 ana Arsenal abo no on the Saturday game o mebo against Tottenham Hotspur no ana yo mu game Monday 27 ente anu ye de no ada etojo e wo dwumade so na no pen no make it ejama now mame ntwani na me call league log no so na hwetebu ne Arsenal mabie mu dada wo moteto asa sisa na stag so abo 58 points City tosumie 53 points and Aston Villa tosumie 50 points and nine Manchester United 45 points enum Chelsea 44 points and ye dia etota mame ko Newcastle boboko no adwuma se wo mochi Kwarabek ebo montena pole nsia na ankrofo no ya adwuma pa Anthony Gordon and no wonya hat-trick na in fact one man kasa de hat-trick onya no de trotro so emom 4 goals ana Brante ni nya na sa ne hat-trick na oboy wadi ka se for 1 goal dada under 3 minutes ana onya sa goal no ana Malaysia wodi ba ko eba ana ekoda hwade on the 32nd minute goal wanya Gordon on the 33rd minute goal wanya Gordon on the 45th and also Anthony Gordon ya asa kwa konya go ansana Murphy ade ba ko account and na pole sia na no ada wo mo so eboboye ene kwara begbobo kono wo mo so etimu eye ba ko penti anu ya dia etodwa sisi Anthony Gordon no kwabna oba UEFA Champions League game ya eboya player owo involvement this season eye one player pe anu ye Kylian Mbappe wano ewo 13 goals and why 1 assist and two can in Boma a 14 goals involvement. Jotosu Mianuya Anthony Gordon, which in year Akodano 10 goals, 2 assists. And he ever this season in UEFA Champions League. One more goals involvement to do pano. Mbappe na LED. No one Anthony Gordon. When you Marcus Trafford, our 8 goals involvement. Harry Kane, our 8 goals involvement. Domi Soboslai, our 8 goals involvement. Femi Lopez, our 8 goals involvement. And Tania reporter Eba na Anuna Anthony Gordon ya. Yaso bato ne mwebie. Esa se clubs or more permanent no. Uko Liverpool. Yasi Liverpool for any abriye pa. So munya Anthony Gordon. Wambepe enimo. So mtimi semu kina. Matisse City bobo kono. So munya player no mupe. Afe Arsenal bobo kono. So munya no mupe na. Diama City for few say. Womunya Anthony Gordon wambepe say. Anzo muwe jidi ebe say. Wa we are branching the team na di Erling Haaland. When you Madrid obeko. Enti say akobasi say bi adancha nkome bia no. Abrante ne betima ko Madrid do say o mama mu betima ya adwuma de beta. Enso omunya striker ba ko ya killer. Enso we animo nti omunya Anthony Gordon eno so betima abom ye pa ne ya reporter. Mensa eka ewo dwuma de so. But in pempi America say de yes Liverpool boboko no ana LED de race we metima nya Anthony Gordon eno so nko kakra ne Christian Shifuna Yakobi sansa na bodo glim de de emo makasefo ekra so mo so na e de na ba no se pitch no abro se park no park no ka ho emom na nya no mo de ba ba excuses na nka se no anko mutimi awini de wo se mo drop wo mo elusu ball no too much wo se wini team bi sa na elusu ball sa ha adwini ye pa na ade ba ko ekutu mo yese no da board glimpse for no pressure intensity o mo de mo no in fact ni entertainment ma amate sa de no ni nyina kan bi na no ada emom di nto enso ewo no wela ene ye reporter eba ewo dwumade so na Barca for say omugu so omu church omu nsemo esan say omu zi sia de omu player no obi amfa na boofo mo beka na no da mba besi so adma science ba so na say sa omu sika sem na omu si crosses na omu de say player bia dem say ye bia no esesa mpacho entrema ewo mu nie yasa ba so na for say 6 million na Chelsea etu ayade for ebefa magayi ne eno na dabi ya kan say magiu no o mo say eno na yo mo ye pa because magiu the way nanka prospect ni siba na chance the 6 million pep e dey about befa brante no wo mo tiya Dro Fernandez so wo ma ba befa in fact sa crosses na mo dey say players na wo mo ayala masia players na wo mo di contract amomo mo no crosses na esem no sa ubo the senior team ne pa kwabna yesi game bia bebo bia e ma o cross no enso sisa and they say 2 million na ebia ubo aye first team gamer ebe firo akọ 3 million anya sa year na ye hunu no year bia de best sande but de be ma year na sesa aye matisa abrante de ball was senior side and be ma sa de na nso akọsoro ene de Barcelona e de eba e woduma de so e na no pay ye kete e de ma na mi wie ne kwa no Manchester United Bruno Fernandes say what per 400,000 pounds a week 400,000 pounds a week enom sika ope o Manchester United na say sika tam na emu aya de edia momo anamate say yase Manchester United say one besa kwa first stock Scott McTominay ed number na yase Scott McTominay say one so beba 350,000 pounds a week no bede 50,000 pounds a week ana Branton say o ba beje anti defense 50 pep ana eda one aye Bruno Fernandes in tempti isi ato de Manchester United so media tum so metime trace kan wo mutimi ntwa de a enya de so menya Scott aye McTominay en koma kakra totwa e won klofo amanso enso enie enti kwabena Midwest na Mesa Charles Twenebu a anopay mamincha kro mu yetro Virginia na wake up ne de mo hwe ye beba wake up ne de ye beba mo ye de and de mbe na metale Virginia de na timaya yi me wie na ma chinement banko he bia nya hwe tin na ma kwa America kwabna
na wo hu ne answer no de ma o question no
Why?
I branch us.
Or what's he say?
I say ateta here obi nim sticker.
Oza. When they say jamu.
I'm very mono.
Where they are this be a papa di now obi nim dey dey twam. Bia ina yenya yosumo jama na be kama. Bia still obi nim dey twam da I spy.
Relevant o.
Kwabna I spy. I spy. See I spy.
You akwasi munya sure say mun centrofo na as a more press the panic button.
Kwabna wa panic.
As almost league on because you almost say almost city now almost say city no game against Newcastle.
Indeed.
So Newcastle game na you be a game.
Kwabna nti dey no be a game na so mo win be went ma win.
Almost so mo te ase. And no game na say commission mo ntimi anche.
Obeta say a Tottenham so mo Saturday. What do what you abu say me kai. Obeta say Tottenham Hotspur assassin Saturday.
This is for more exaggerating too much.
Massacre
BBNC
Omasa.
Mo na say mo person mo fire way bi. Na mo press the panic button.
Yeah, DBN. Afi obi ayi ni yam say. William Njibi. Obi aba ke kwabra na fi ade.
Me say enra.
Azembe kure ni.
Me du fia na me nua bonsu gina ni mo na. Ye di game nko na obuzam so. Na game na so. Na wo si do obeda asasa.
Ade.
Asra de ni team si kwa be ti ahye no.
Azembe.
Na be die na mo de akọ. Okay. Aje for one sam no Gabi the foreigner and na Martin nka no. Ade come ne akase abdafo be kame ho. Fifi Manfred Bismarck Owusu Bempa Ayala. Na yedin komo no edi efri amane ne ba. Ansa na yabewie dwumadie no awo efie. Thursday edition. Na the attendance Best Brain publication omo and a Chorus Sports Consult omo and a nyamia adoma 2026 Shanti Region Interschools Superzonas no and so yade shisha so din the attack on Superzono nyamia adoma a shase and the 25th of February na yewe dwumadie no awo aye under 27 na say 2 days near the yewe aye Superzonas no and into the schools munya qualification amode ekobo aye superso no anya asem kito bia menim so bia ready na said the kan 25th at the Jumedi no ashase na yawie on the 27th of February our Kumasi Baba Air Sports Stadium and intino Jumedi no ashase say be sponsored by Best Brain Publication Ghana omo edna omo so abeso Jumedi na sina omo edom sika enso odi awramti nyame yadoma ye nani bewram awo eye Baba ya Sports Stadium 2050 na edi Superzone no enso edi ahihye so mpamto Best Brain o promo ekira kwan amo pankro no behind Elapa Sada Royal Hotel honomo pe awo air pankro no honomo edna eye Best Brain Publications amonso awa amodom sika edi ababewram nyame nshamo se omonso moboama aye Superzone bibia atimi aye kama pampacho ebia na pesa wodi aye Best Brain empedifo edi aye nkoma aye 0507 200 and 0504 200 300 na money aye Best Brain Publications empedifo eni nkoma mo na true books papa unso betimi akenkan bia ma oba no watimi etwa ene so hebia na yewie ne sa no chocolate anopa bia no breakfast no ma ayama no enye chocolate esanse eno edna yede Ghana cocoa ede aya de eto ketrema so a utumi sampa Ghana cocoa ena eda o ketrema so a unso odom no ene ntini chocolate se de nyame adom ebi aba aye abontia eba aye no Osha brand na bibia akoso so ho same taste ye bi kra no assign at the account package ni bibia no kama and ntimi so anopa bia no breakfast no aya ma no enye chocolate me sanse dio hia aye nsuo ina so open nsuo yunu ana open no aye nsuo hia creamy wom sanso na sugar wom enti udi nsuo no guma uduma na say you are good to go enti anopa bia no o breakfast no the family ni na no aya monfa the new chocolate ni bi na monso monoma bibia no enye kama o snack time me pa choba no enye chocolate na enso enkonkan emfa ema Amsec Mining and Engineering Training School ati from Pamchaw de tienie Amsec de 3 months ɛna ɛde ma nteteɛ na wawie school no wowie nso a wobɛnya adwuma ayɛ ɛnyɛ school na wowie akɔtena fie no bi a so ho ɛnneɛma nso a wokɔsua no wowie ya sɛ mine na ade wuram a yɛbɛfa wo sɛ construction ɛnso na ade wuram a ɛno nso yɛbɛfa wo ama wo nso no wotia ɛyɛ ne yɛtua wo ka yie mepatɔ down track yɛkyerɛ forklift sɛdeɛ ɛsi operate no ɛno nso wobɛtumi akɔ akɔsua grader bulldozer excavator afei roller nom ne nyinaa no ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɔkɔ ibsoc mining a yɛkyerɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnyɛ no nko a ɛba no welding and fabrication a ɛno nso yɛkyerɛ ɛho adeɛ ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ibsoc nti kɔ hɔ na akɔtwe nteteɛma sɛdeɛ madi kaka no ɛyɛ 3 months na wɔsua awie so ho ɔkɔ ɔboase songo mepatwɛ highcent ɛdan no a n'akyi hɔ ɛna ɛyɛ ibsoc nti wofiri akyikyiri na woba nso a yɛ hostel kɛse paa ɛwɔ hɔ a wobɛtumi aba bɛda hɔ na wɔsua wadeɛ 0539 732 ɛno yɛ number mepatwɛ wobɛtumi ɛne ɔmo nso no ɛde ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ vim champagne energy drink ɛban nkyɛ koraa radio a new our market na for me first time me don't know vim champagne energy drink no na adeɛ no ɛyɛ kama papa ɛhyɛ yie papa na wonim sɛ ɛyɛ trillium for na ɛna ɛde vim champagne energy drink no ɛnso ɛde aba ɛyɛ dwa so na wani deɛ ɛyɛ adwuma kyɛ sɛ triple nti woyɛ adwuma na wobra wode wobrɛ no a kɔgye ɛyɛ vim ɛyɛ champagne energy drink ni bi ɛdin no ɛne ne honam ne sɛ ɛyɛ vim ɛbɛma vim paa wobɛtumi ɛnso ɛde aba ɛyɛ adwuma ɛkamakama paa ɛno ntimi sɛw ɛyɛ trillium for na product so ɔmo na de rush energy drink no ɛba ɛyɛ dwa so sesei ni one ɛde aba dwa so no ɛyɛ vim champagne energy drink ɛno nti ɛyɛ na nso no watumi ato bi no anoma ama bibia no ayɛ kamakama paa ɛnso ɛde ama wo yɛsɛ wei deɛ ɛbɛma wo ɛyɛ vim it gives you vim numbi na bibia ɛnyɛ kama ɛnso ɛmfa ɛma wo ɛnɛ anɔpɛ yi na yɛmfa sanade bi ɛnso ɛmfa ma cancer measure honam ɛyɛ wo ya ɔsɔre anɔpɛ yi ɔte sɛ wo nkasɛɛ mu bonsu no ɛmu yɛ wo ya paa kyerɛ sɛ woyɛ wo ho hwi a ɛnyɛ ye obi wɔ hɔnom a awɔ ba se a kyerɛ sɛ na waho tutuo aba kyerɛ sɛ woyɛ ho hwi a ɛnyɛ ye adwuma koraa no wontumi ɛnkɔ mekamfo cancer measure ɛna adeɛ ama na anɔpɛ yi sɛ kodokoto bi na adeɛ frɛ no ahotutuo nom ne honam yaw ɛne adeɛ no nyinaa no ɛntu aseɛ ɛmfama sɛ yɛwɔ wo maame bi anaa wo papa bi no wobɛtumi atɔ bi na wode ama no ama ɔno nso atumi anom na ɛyɛ Jehovah Clinic a ɛwɔ takɔ ɔmo ɛna ɛyɛ saa duro a yɛato din ɛyɛ cancer measure a ɛsɛ yɛbi nso abɛpiem abɔ asantema mu a ɔkɔ atonsum akasisi a meka sɛ ɛduro no ebi nso ɛwɔ hɔ no ano sɛ wodeɛ ɔbɛfa namba yi na wafrɛ no adwo duro no bi kama paa 0244 871 862 mepatwɔ ɛno ɛyɛ cancer measure ɛduro no ɛno no wonya bi nim a ɛbɛtumi aboa wie paa extra cash no wonya register yɛ mpatwɔ register wo deɛ ne ya ɛsiane sɛ daakye bia no bɛtumi aboa wo ama wo nso no problem bia wakoma wohia sika de asɔve no ɛbɛtumi nso aboa wie paa na extra cash no sɛdeɛ anɔpa bia mekyɛkyɛ bi wɔ hɔ a ebi a o first time a wode te ɛyɛ extra cash ɛnso ho asɛm ɛnie mepatwɔ extra cash no ne tintini ne tietie nnaa ne sɛ ebi a na wanya emergency no baa no nso no ɛsika ɛna ɛsɛ wode kɔ sɔvo ebi a for example o school fees na o school fees yi sika no ebi na hɔ wokɔhwɛ wallet no so a sika yi 0.00 ɛyɛ sɛ woni ɛyɛ kobo kura daadeɛ no so ɛba saa sɛ wɔ extra cash no ɛwɔ phone so a ɛno ara ne sɛ wobɛkɔ ɔmo no aka atom so ebi a mepɛ sika wei na mede akɔ akɔyɛ adeɛ wei mewie a mɛsan de sika no ɛde aba abɛto baabi a mefaa no so as simple as abcd na kyerɛ sɛ wo nso no wɔresɔto to ɛyɛ extra cash wokɔ hɔ no a ne de sika no ɛnso de ama na mmom agye sɛ woyɛ registration awɔ phone so ansa na wo nso no woatumi agye saa bese a meka ho asɛm yi ɛnso bi na o phone so no sɛ na abɛ register no wofa wo phone a bɔ *170# *170# na select option 5 me patcho sako anim biem na select option 3 the last one now the activation no select option 5 na fire activation of extra cash forms capital adama anomode aba dwaso nya wi no a ene efri ene di ko bia no sika bia pese onso no oje di fi ho no obetimi age announce betimi aka na problem bia opese o de solve no onso etimi adi asolve no pay amo ene afofo pika ho na amo aso yasena Thursday edition of Nhyira digital passports at T4 yede agudemu nsem dwumadi no enso edi before yebedi Champions League and Arsenal game no hon komokra no mamini kan bi saw Arsenal league no ombetimi age ana omuntimi enje because anope metieti Arsenal for na metieti ni padudu na enom so asemu amon hyedam fili Arsenal no mona mama ade no mo exaggerate mama ade na but BBNC draw no omko boy omo lose game no ana 5 points and a dab omon any city enso entam enti yase nipa ni bi na se whether mo try na mo press the panic button BBNC enti mi bi so Arsenal say where Manchester na ya bono with city our one game obobo no 5 points and na separate menu Arsenal league no betimi age ana omo entimi enje obetimi do answer no afa Nhyira TV our YouTube Nhyira TV for sisi na menkinkan emfa emau Fifi Manfred Kofi good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say
I'm doing very well.
Minim say be di Arsenal game no nkomo Arsenal league no betimi age anoma bottle no nra.
Oh, let us not jump the gun.
Okay. Okay.
What happened last night at the Molineux is more important than what Newcastle money had the El Karabakh. Arsenal's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers was huge. Which say Ubisa question say Arsenal about whole league in Udika. But what is true is that Arsenal didn't just drop 2 points and run. You see, the two extremes of the conversation is that Obi Arsenal Nina so believe in Arsenal projects Nepal Bekacho say, oh, BBNC, there is still 5 points as it stands now between Omo and Man City. If there is also somebody that is not a firm believer of their Arsenal, like, you know, and they will point back and say for the last 3 seasons, they be Arsenal this second. They'll tell you that Arsenal Elusu League, you know, and Ranaju. But I am a little bit in between the two extremes. Many Obi Obeka say it wasn't just a drop of points and run but also what has been lost by Arsenal and you see and Ranaju is the loss of the margin of error. What am I trying to say? Say Uye margin of error kakra bata. If I say there was 2 million and our accounting. Now, Udis kana Udi 1 million, you 1 million down. So that's your margin of error. BBC, you can follow the 1 million. But since you can't so take ever be 50 cities you know that you don't have a margin of error again. So now at that point, you begin to become extra careful. That's what Arsenal have lost. The margin of error is gone. It is gone. And that is the honest truth to every Arsenal fan in Mikel Arteta. And then it was clear in their faces. And this has not happened just at Molineux, Derby. This has been happening over the last 8 games Arsenal are in this Premier League. You see, Arsenal matches in January, since January 2026, you start the season now. Which Oboye against Fulham, Liverpool, Forest, United, Leeds United, Sunderland, Brentford, and Team FN Wolverhampton Wanderers and Rancho. And my match should have been the easiest of the lot that Arsenal have played because statistically, Wolves are the weakest team in English Premier League. But Rich, what has happened to Arsenal in the last 8 games? If you look at this data on your border, Rich, 8 games that Arsenal have won in the last matches in English Premier League. Watch them 3 pe.
Last 8.
Yes, 8. Watch them and these 8 had a record in the 2026. You read January, but February. These are the games Arsenal have played in 2026, and they've won just 3. Rich, in them, there have been 4 draws. 4. A draw against Liverpool, a draw against Nottingham Forest, a draw against Brentford, and a draw against Wolverhampton Wanderers. One major loss was against Manchester United match now. Omolusu sa match. Which so winning the last 7 Arsenal winning mienu pe. Just 2 games. Those are the games Arsenal winning in the last 7 matches. So that is why I keep on telling you that for me it's about the loss of the margin of error. But look at this. Say make us a margin of error nekwa. Arsenal need or pe Arsenal team actually will ask me that fee. What then is the problem? Because I've seen people say so they had a lack of creativity. But when you look at the Premier League table of teams or creative partner, Rich, almost a third. I think it's Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. It's not a problem of creativity. They create from different ways. Or to make creative from set piece, or to make creative from open play, or to make creative from the wide area. They create. It's not a problem of creativity. Which I think that 3 separate cracks. And I can't mama situation very complex for Arsenal. I'm losing on margin of error.
First one.
First crack is Adia no defending on power, which is on Achilles heel, which is the defense now. It is beginning to leave them. On the defense now.
That's all man.
Yes, but performance wise.
Adepe.
Yes. It is not as if Arsenal are conceding loads of goals. You say they are conceding 3-4, Derby. In fact, if you look at the games I'm talking about, Bakupa against Man United were conceding 3. But the problem is the manner in which Arsenal are conceding, the time in which they are conceding. So watch the time that Arsenal they score early first. Now we're chasing game. No? Game no could know see what you know second 10 near upon. But what has happened to Arsenal in recent times? Now they are conceding first, and they are conceding very late. Manchester United, Arsenal are calling.
Yeah.
Arsenal gets its first one. Then the dying members of the game. Bruno Cunha, 87th minute. Arsenal are in trouble, 3-2. Then Arsenal go away to team friend is Sunderland. Dying members of the game, somewhere in December, Brian Bobe gets the goal, 2-2. Rich, against Aston Villa, Emi Buendia, even though you're there, it's there for everybody to take 1-1. Then Emi Buendia pops up, scores in the 95th minute. Arsenal are in trouble. Rich, you go and look at the Bournemouth game, where they struggled. Most of those games, either Arsenal concede first or they concede very late. So they don't concede so many. But it is the times, it is when, and it is how they concede those goals. Because we all know Arsenal were very good centre backs to make defending transitions. The fullbacks can go as high as they want to go, but there are spaces in the wide area. Spaces nearby. Saliba, Gabrama guys, when you cry, you know that they will defend those balls.
Omabre.
It can be a possibility.
Arsenal don't want that. Oh, Omutim.
You see, Rich, sometimes yes, sometimes Anna is not just the physical fatigue, you know, it can be mental.
Okay.
It can be the mental fatigue that is taking a toll on Arsenal team, you know, clearly. And one Shania in any of them. Because when the Piero and Capio went in, me share Champions League matches today. And I mean here, Emmanuel or referee is there. May you know send your man minutes or send him information so I be behavior and I'm so okay, Mate. No say Jack. Na me the against Arsenal na cha na me say Jack. Enfa against for Jumari the enfa. No so there hwa there. Until again, me the me Johnny Chidi. Then he calls me and tells me, "Oh, friend, na cha. The Wolves goal has scored in." I say, hey.
Me say my game, to be honest with you. Now me Champions League games.
Yeah.
Because Wolves them say they are. Me quite granted to them too. Me have my own game. Inti me nam media no so na me hu so obi abetro say, hey Arsenal. Na hey Arsenal idie.
Chat na ya to.
Some question result no. Me quite 2-2 na. Hey me can at na so biem. Against Wolves, as I go draw. That's no problem, no. I don't know.
Which so I told you say it's 3 different cracks. I've told you about the
first
defense and all of that. And the defense specifically, and not because they are conceding so much, but the times which way they are conceding. So what does that mean? It means that Arsenal are not controlling games well. Who say you bobo on Sana say who concede last minute? It means you are not in control. Who concede very early in the game? It means you are not only football because what's a 2-0? What do? You control the game. Oh, pass it among yourself. Oh, your fouls. Game management. Their friends and you do it. But when you begin to concede after you score goals and very late, then you have problems to control. So the number 2 is Arsenal's slow slip away of control of games. Rich. For me, the third one is this. Arsenal XG on the night and Wolverhampton XG on the night in it. But the game ended 2-2. Arsenal shot a boy on the night in it, and Wolverhampton on the shot a boy on the night in it. But the game ended 2-2. Arsenal shot on target a boy on the night in it, and then the Wolverhampton on the shot a boy on the night in it.
For the sake of Omomuti radio, Kofi Stars they walk the board no so no. Osha edges now. What was the DNA 0.29?
Yeah.
And Arsenal DNA 1.86.
Yeah.
Osha shorter. Wolves ball 5.
Yeah.
Arsenal ball 10.
Yes.
On target, Arsenal ball 4.
Yeah.
Wolves ball 2.
Yeah.
You will not give me 2-2.
So it means that on the 2-9.
In terms of ball possession, Arsenal 58%.
Yeah.
Wolves were 42%. Or the about draw.
Yeah. It means that's all compare 2 teams now. Any precision. Because precision is different from being efficient. The precision in terms of finishing of chances are Wolves were better. They had lesser chances. They had less quality chances, but they got 2 goals. Whilst Arsenal had more, almost twice or thrice or so, but then had less of those chances, had the same goals as Wolverhampton Wanderers. So, Rich, I think that the question of Arsenal not having a 20-goal, 30-goal, 40-goal centre forward or striker is also beginning to creep up on them.
I don't go to Vito Gokaris.
Gokaris, I think he has like 12 goals or so.
Gabriel Jesus so is back.
Yes, but then yesterday they get goal count.
Kaina has a dance or Kwano.
But Kai buy a campaign. He's putting in a good work, and I think that for us now they get the goals from across the team. However, the one person clinical finisher is beginning to dwindle at Arsenal team.
Anyway,
I mean, for Bukayo Saka, I don't know mom goals be break. He was out for a long time and no buy a she go. But again, where Arsenal getting the goals from in nights when they've had 10 shots at the quality, which for me these are the 3 cracks. They are staring Arsenal in the face. Then you're and he said, Rich, the emotions that are glaring on the Arsenal players' faces in there normal. We are fine. If these things happen to you in that moment, it will show on you that you're in trouble. But it's about how you manage it. Mikel Arteta can say, or say they need to feel the pain. And that is how they can get out of it. Which, this weekend, Arsenal won against Tottenham Hotspur. In Kenya, because this is the Tottenham Hotspur forming yet. But for me, it is one man who is now in the dugout of Tottenham Hotspur team, the man in Humame. I got to do. Their interim manager. You see, Obi Onim Ego Tudobia will tell you that he is a short-term fixer of teams. Juventus recently, he did it over there. When they had gone bottom barrier and Abrantia, your friend Thiago Motta, they brought him. He literally got the Juventus boys believing again. Although he's not a long-term coach, but so a short-term ade, Obi Obi to get the confidence back and believe her. I got to know gives it to teams. And that is where makes that game a huge banana skin. If Arsenal can manage that game on Sunday and then go on into it, they have a good one. Maybe nothing is happening. But for me, the margin of error is gone. And what it means is that Arsenal cannot afford to make any slip-ups again. Still, they are in the lead. Still, they can win the league. But then, no point. Almost make another slip-up. The league is gone. And Mikel Arteta say, one thing I will promise the fans is that we will not finish below second place this season. And that is still very good.
So that's mentally tired, yeah. And you must see no gaga. Because I find the city be more chase.
Yeah.
It is your more season in me. Now they say mentally we are tired. And you both season baby you gaga.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I find I will be game pa.
Serious problem.
You touch him now nekobon. Touch him never go.
Yeah.
We dear go back relegation.
New manager bounce.
New manager bounce.
Yeah.
Ni na be you in that game. Hey, Arsenal Kofi. Who dey we na? Me dream one. To be honest with you, Arsenal my dream one.
The margin of error is gone, so they need to start afresh. It's almost started with Tottenham Hotspur. Almost very tricky games against Chelsea, against Man. But which Manchester City or match against Newcastle this weekend. Can go anywhere. It can go anywhere.
Sure.
So Arsenal just need to do their job, focus, and then go back and get a job done. Now, and no BBC say Ebane saying Arsenal can na ebo match. We say match we a match because in the week of the Carabao Cup final.
Okay. Yes,
City there ISN kono boni against Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace be Conference League and there. It's not even more City. So they'll play that subsequently, but all of them will play. And that is why Arsenal played one game ahead. And now in the Champions League, Newcastle went away to Carabao and did a job. For me, it was always going to happen. Share the teams and Newcastle, almost tier teams that show my say, Champions League, they put them in their proper place. And yesterday, Eddie Howe led his charges to be able to do that job nicely. Our branch friend Anthony Gordon got 4 goals in a very, very good game. But this is the story. We said it again.
And here, I want to know no. Interview.
Yeah.
Team are defensively. You're watertight.
Yeah.
And team no.
Yeah.
You should three. Bodo team three. And no who's going to invite me at James.
First I've never won.
Furniture goes too much.
Papa. Bodo die me de bia me kan ase say o de o person ko twa bet na nim yari shima bodo match bia over 2.5. Bodo match
team way 3.
Yes, bodo match bia because omo mo fearless, they will play. Omo no be boy, no be bia mabo. And yesterday in Bodo, which it means that there are 3 teams in Bodo for na yom hojuma. Omo ye City hojuma, omo ye Atletico de Madrid hojuma, and omo the Internazionale Milan ehun e de aka ho enra. And yesterday, according to one of the European forecasters, in terms of cold and weather condition, that was the coldest place in all of the Champions League venues and they managed to get a job done after doing it against Inter. Now they're in a very, very good place. Now, Club Brugge switched on Bobby against Madrid. Say, Belgium. And Bamba may take over. It was 2-0 in the first half. Second half 2-2. Dying numbers, it became 3-2. And then Zolis Emmanuel 3 goes to 3. It means that it was open. Which now only BB, I said Wednesday matches need very open for next week. Yes, Bodo I said 3-1 there, but the Giuseppe means I can be a little bit tricky. Newcastle are true in my opinion. Club Brugge and Atletico de Madrid very, very open for the 2 teams, and we'll see how it was going to go. Also, our matches name. Now, Rich, the Champions League, any Arsenal match in Hong Kong, then to any matches also in the Europa League. Europa League in the you get 100% record.
Oh, okay.
And see, we are going back again. I'm brand any Bologna, Fenerbahce, any Nottingham Forest, Dynamo Zagreb, any Genk, POK, any Celta. Celtic, any Stuttgart, Lille, any my friend is saying Dynamo Zagreb, then Ludogorets, Ferencvaros, and of course Panathinaikos, any Victoria Piazza. It should be a very, very exciting set of games. Also, our matches in Minty. My friends, you are having my for coats, nene. I'm a fan of because Europa League need here. It is always 100% record with us. So we'll give you the coats now. What coffee see more coach? Senebeya, Ubenyabi, Eddie. Rich. My first code I'm doing with T4 a BW 3D B1 E4 1C. The second one is BW 3D B1 EFD4. The third one a BW 3D B1 D242. The fourth one a BW 3D B1 C1 D2. Then the last one BW 3D B1 AECD. Which these are the codes and I'm know what here for.
Okay. It has minimum say Yankupon so no. Ebeto Greens at the Guso. Barnabas, I say Arsenal have bottled the league once again. Man City will win the league. Simple. Okay. And on the Jonathan Quay. I have said the time with that number that until the final day, I don't believe Arsenal can win the league. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I know what I'm talking about. Okay. And as anyway, the Arsenal for the money masem some Muslim one customer sem. Okay. Yenin komo kakra, yini apomudi komo kakra messages na wa making kan ni na dia mama yewie ya mekan. Enti wo dia wo betimi do message na ba wo gide say Arsenal league no maboto ana say still na no early days yes ye beka say omuntimi Angel league no betimi do message no aba yewie ya no making kan messages out do amode abrahim ewo dwumadi no so ba before no ma yendi apomudi nsem kakra yene dominion heba omo and the pada wonwaso na obefa babia adanse obia tobia onya edi biwie ya na onya isu powder ni wie ya na adanse nko a na efiri eyechire enso edeba opani good morning
bro
na want to say
adumu
edeyami ase
na want to say
nyam gusu shrai
edeyami ase
powder wonwaso ni nti bibia e fine
adanse ye no egusu koso na ni etwa to okura no bon se nipa ne kan no di Nhyira FM aka ho because osi omugusu trusting Nhyira
sure
na chese Nhyira abodwuma so nyame Nhyira FM ne multimedia nyina won so obon de wuro nyame ntra wuhiem anope ni ye ka kire tiefo nyina ne se yesi bi se panic nyina ba itase na insafo enkyere se kreni ana ne okongura bi se okofa imura na ba no sebe onum nyansa ho na mu nwura no sunsun yewom oguru ho a ye kontombre wo na so kontombre ye ode de same kontombre no de ba no wo de bedu fia o se yibi to twene papa bi ni ebinim ye obro be kontombre wo de aduane a ase de de nkate ase bro be kontombre no wo de a de so ni bi da ko try sa na nyame dominion you ya na bi amanfo de ye adwuma na mo ye wo na kade a ye de ka ho ma ne ye adwuma eni ti betrasi ade meka ne say ye weduru ayenom tio ye weduru ayenom na bre yade na se ane ye weduru anom esa yade ye wode esa se gari we obetimi adi gari but obo so obi kro na no e di gari ni be na kade na de ka ho odi ono otimi se ukesuo be pie so se aduane adome ko na nso ni obeto no ba ko ne de obo so ye gari foto gari na wanfa nwangu so momone no to ye no tetewie ba obeto wo ne de uye garodo nkate egu gari nani
twa ope bi
ni ade adidi sana dominion heba powder tie baby a oyare no wo bia tie ni se anadwo ne soma yade ne ba so ne ade akyem ne ye ka kire won se wo aso impose want ya sem ye betime kiri kire ma kire wo se soma ne ko drugstore ye kwa wo se ope dominion heba powder your number one supplement for general well-being Mr. ahodi ndure wo no ebowro ni pedio mu ntrim wadwenim bowro ni pedio wi bia mu ma mojari tibi difu sane ye ma wa hode ma wa toso eni ntis ni ori ensanra na jo valentine ye twam yi na ohun se ye ase ade achi ye me boso ya me ya ase still me furu ase enkoye ka komatu yem bo modern say obepe dominion herbal powder nature kwan na ode asifie abribia ode atie wanu ensana sebe wanu subri mu anaso waburu yie no empepre ho bebrebe pensu hie kakra pe cup half for teaspoon entre no yo mu ahudo mienu yo tablespoon and yo teaspoon be pacho tablespoon ya trekesi ne didi mu no ana teaspoon ya treketo ano sa treketo ano ba ko fegun su hie mu mani ndi adase ya ho no yie na fi wabo modern se obenom onu wi wani so bete o te obosi na afono won se ne waburu ni nyina beko ade achi anope obu a wano monsa anya hwe na so tumu se ne fo akutu oboni fu eji ku me ba joti ni e ma na nya ode se twene foforo no wanya anase furu kase sikafo furu dabi omre bo no how ya ba ho ye nyina no ye yare ne na mo no but it takes the grace of God and nam yankopon ho de tumi so na ma ye nam ho ti emitima ka kire wa ne se ne owo eye mrebu mu yade bia se uti be oye woni so be briwo o pressure be kosoro bibi o mrebu na etimi koje yare ahodo no ekutia yade no eno ana ebomode na se mrebu na wode kofoma yare bia ba na kufam so bomode so be domine na ba pa de chakwan moment na obenom de koye mrebu no ho adwuma na amana hode ama ne gina brono ye tie se ntokwa bi si ha na se nipa bro upa ma meba we nyina mehia police ni ba kope eba ebeba din sana dominion herbal powder tie eye general webbing me sero bebre etifo ensama ye kan eni nyame se ma wo choro se me yepe osi eni dua na han na yemfa yeni dua na bana ne fa na han eni ni bibia se ho yade eti se uti ye de a malam baba uwe chire ya uti ye ai kuma se ana ye wo asantemem otu forte kokoso pia orana wonkwa so na sase so ne ye wo ye de adepa na ebre wo mesro emudua nwasum ne bo nya den Nhyira FM bebi obi etubiri kabra sisi a ne oye chinyegifo no meso hwe tieni ne oye echinyegifo no bra ne beso hwe kremudi beka se bawasaba enyasem ketwa bo modern se obeba bra beto fa ko gusuom na so okonom na se o pressure na e wo soro me no kasa sisi yi o su ya no pe otum se obi sori ya port na se ne subiri no preko pe o sori obetwae jisa otana se kakra me pa so enkoyie na chise biribi wo bo modern o pressure na e kosoro bra ne betobi fa gunsu hye me no ma no pa ne enwumre nom ansa na wadidi na obo se onom so e komedo hejeja didi mame na wo bi hu enna no de wa woni kumada afo be sore no be kasi na sana yi wedru bi sa wo Ghana ani nim no pa chotie nipa bebre ye no munro ni bi na so ebi wa obe no no ebi didi bi achi me pa chotie ni eyen kakra eba boawo ama so ha wo no ebetwa oba biara wakọ fichire na se ni fichire echi rubo se ba mienu enna miensa 2-3 days enya de pa mesro mojefi e wo ho se ne nyame bo wo oba bi obo se du time na se mojefi no ebesene ko sister obi antu waduro nya before no moja mesro e ma oyemo nhisho kra obu won so bon se moja ne beba no ayi tutum so style bi mpacho o yare bo modern mesro pa pe domine na ba pa de chira kwan e be ba pe onum ria bibia ba ye kama obo so wa ya se ne ye wo ya mesro ne o fiber do meso hwe mese ne o fiber me dey emeso hwe ebe bo bibribi mesro ade achi ye nipa na nanti o but openi osore ye ne tena se na na ase atatai ne oton ade odwam ana ne ono so tika mu de bia posi ni ade bi o sempa bo gina wiem tichi ni o gina classroom mesi ni na ne de ya isoja ni sebisre ni ne mpaboa no so ankodu fie nwumra papa otiwe wa dress kama hyesu ubeku yina fe the next day wo san hyesu no bi mo nan kom ade bomoden mesro bibiri mo bi fa soro kwana na wa chenchena sabi obi beboa mo waje wanan a enti se wa wenya abotre na waye wade pe domino na ba pa de kira kwan enche ye bebo dance ye ne mu tinie me kan san bia sa asem no bie ni ma no so ne ni ba no so ne refi onim se aboa aponche a ye nya no ofie no kan no ye besa na ye kofra wanzam no de sikan na da be pai aponcho no so a no yi emu aba no na fe wa chekere no de edura yim eduro de yim ne nya hwe enso enso mu chie mu nso no chese wasana wasa abo na wi enne ye yirnum sai wo fi yenim ye yirnum so nim se sa mo sai ntia brantie ketwa weni bete no na ofa edura de fa ma na mbe ma ejina so da bi enche oba ma be wu edi ho asem na meken ye woni emebu ye nkeche ho ayede aduane ye yirnum de ye aduane ma yindi meken wate me modi because you be brand bonso udi pe no yo de na de aduane akua ye sister aduane ye na de bia woni kire kwan oba ma wu ba mesro ni senti pe dominion na ba pa da kire kwan
okay
ya chechire ne se force kwa kitu abi ye de gu nkwan mu kama saa boa no saa eduro no enne ye de samwa oboso saa okramai wa ponche o de kakra bi gu nsuma no no mbe na otwepe na be ma bewu afi bisa won se eno ne de stew we mfie ye de enu ane hodo we mfie na eno nso opani a wuti ni tini obeka ya kane na nka uti bi gina na so pa enne se oba ma sore kra homnachi a okọ oba no ba ko pe na jai na chi se bribi wom secret na aka chiro nei afa jai sa de ni di ma o yere nso nyai on fa nya aduane ma mo fa nya aduane biom na hwe so wakoma na ye o ya bebre no anka o kosie so ne o ba kosie a utimi ko ni pe no on se wo kwa na wakoma ye o ya problem o
okay
intimesero pe Dominion herbal powder chira kwan eye o normal one supplement emo ahode extra he wale boost immune system ni nyina ni o typhoid ni o fibroid afa mi ken your diabetes me say din ebin mi to mudi omomedin kobana diabetes kofi diabetes ya diabetes me pa chow eye ya de din bon modern so be pechira kwan ye beti adanse bi ma mi bia sem kan se de be obehu se ye se na nyame nko a eni da so me sro bebre bon modern so be Dominion herbal powder chira kwan enti papa ye mo adanse no na tie fu ntie
me sorry me tia me da me ma no bi tia ni se ni meto Dominion powder ni na eko na mkoto ba ko me mu o so me do na najo me da ki se bor nanka ka na mi sai na ma ma ta ko to fo di brene e do ni mi a ni di ana kana mi de gun so shi mu ma no ta no te ki no ni ani mu fi ka ta ma kana se de obi etra ba ni ta ki Dominion no a to se ya ni etra se so me da na ise bi bete linkunu na mkotobi lutie ni spana we akodo ni sisi ni se me disa na nwanu na jimega sa se aka mensa ni menani ntumi enya eno se me disa se me klase yana me nasi ni na aka ka ba me sa se no aye mensa no kwaso ija na metimenti ya mkweju na sabe tuju udu itsa sedia wasya na kuna yeye juma ewu aso ubese sedia na gupu ku kwa afini doni eya mi no ne tsawo na ya
oh se ne menses na meyi onu me na ba afesere no wabubugu on wasore
sure
oh anope mi no ka say si awodi obi or tontos no ho ye ni see obo se obi o ye Dr. Krabi Pius wenya malaria wa ya ba yo anso asejama we di tofia ma sebe wenya white anase se de kan se wenya gononia mesro be britiri wa sore no pay anasisi a o drive wonu nya o de fufuo ne nam esi opani na wonu nya o da ha ho bibiri pe Dominion herbal powder fagunsium eye enu awdo makwa 48 eduana nwotwe ana eka bom na food and drugs board approve o ma approve anka mo mayen kwa mayen ma eni tie be sro say bo modern ahemfo tobi minister si tobi MP ba ko me din e ka dan mo na janko wu o se o me twe onim de ye no ase bibia be se na bo o de Dominion powder no gunsu mu no ye no ono ankasa ba ko bi shop o mo ton bi o ton e ba se e me sro ebusia manu si a me sorry me the telephone number na ma o
sure
ene me se da na me de ka chiri esa se obi attest me say anything be me bo telephone number no obubu bia agisi ye wi ansa na yafa the telephone number no 0543
0543
158
158
195
195
0543
0543
158
158
195
195
ana 0245
0245
455
455
749
749
0245
0245
455
455
749
749
Openi drugstore ana pharmacy bi obenye biato.
okay
Drugstore ana pharmacy bia obenye biato. Mbacho eduro no eyensu hie half cup sa teaspoon ba ko atreketo ana fagum next nenom unu wi akomedo heje jampacho peduane di eye kokko suro obenom a sebinu fagu kuku no ana se nkwan nenom na hwetumi a ewo ahaba nromu eradi nshira da se na ebesen hia
eradi enshira Dominion herbal fo nso se moye enupa ama yenso nya bia no nyame nchamo edama pe enim so bia nso no ebekwa akotobi na bibia ayekama etu yade ase ede ama nyame nchamo pa ya to adwumade ne so 4.5 Bismarck osu bempa yala eba na Emmanuel Kisi the message bia about say Richardo, Manchester United is Arsenal's problem because Wales were sleeping and every team scoring them, but immediately they got a draw against Manchester United they woke up. Yate. In the end, Yama, who was for no. Is no matter. Is any Yama, sorry. Yate. Some of the men are saying, Richardo. Does Arsenal draw against Wolves yesterday make the Chelsea 3-1 win over Wolves an easy game? Question. As for Arsenal to win the league still depends on their February dilemma. Some of the Mensa on our this message at the Abraham. Who's a move? Say Ayala wa him Bamcho Ayala Tenasisi. Na almost me Musa say. Odi etama obia ye ne tofo no. O ni nipa o ka say Arsenal this is number G League no.
And they will win it too.
Arsenal be G League no.
Yes.
Oh, and no ma bodo ni na still na Arsenal be G League.
Now the Rachel be Arsenal be call invincible sana. I don't be winning match bia. No. But they will win the league. And the league is one at the top.
Arsenal.
See a league ni boy na one aji.
Arsenal.
So what is the problem? The number of matches will be our bottom. And not Arsenal. The only difference is that I'm about one match ahead of Mama Kanina. But still Arsenal at the top. The next fixtures. Opa Arsenal in match. Na Obia but the same number of Arsenal games. Ma Obia can be at 3 points. One of us Arsenal.
So normally do 2 points.
So what is the problem? League near Bono. And yes, Arsenal at the baby near to Tio Mobile. Omuno be unable league Nico. And yam because you see a domini. Eso. They are so entakache. Into any problem. But Arsenal will win this league. Obi oyo chini difu bi upon brand into bets. Abba.
Even Arsenal for now, Crano. I must say a panic is league here, but you better.
That is from a supporter's perspective.
Okay.
Maybe I'm a catch or say your fans for your mouth trolling any arguments that is for them. Me but now I'm a fan. I look at all the teams in the Premier League. Me show Obia strength, Obia consistency, Obia fixtures team no say here. Arsenal is better than all of them. And go for you, Arsenal akobo draw against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Team Edi Arsenal Chi City. The next game is at the Etihad against Newcastle. Does this guarantee you so versus our game nana?
Yeah, my answer is no.
Yes, Arsenal tricky fixtures but in the next 2 games. Or North London derby against Tottenham. No, we are about Chelsea. 2 very, very crucial. I think City, Ebebo, Newcastle, then they play one, I think, Leeds or so. Very, very on paper.
Tricky.
Very cheap games, relatively. So how they compare Arsenal now? Okay, obviously, and the entity say Arsenal in League, and they say, along Arsenal fixtures, no, almost City, but who told you this City team will beat Arsenal?
I say football.
No, and say a footballer. I didn't know because say City versus Arsenal, and the manager says City versus League. No, this City team can't beat Arsenal. This season, on Pomunsha 10, they can never beat Arsenal. Not even a single one. And Tom Pomunsha say we be in Zonka. The day Uncle Fobe Jatum Arsenal be winning league, no, Rich will be the day they will beat City. Omuno Musia.
Onum the Belgian league, no.
And Abemo Biao or you involved in this debate in Belgium say, Ayala Kai Arsenal team no is better than City team no. What the upper I drew Messi Obi Oyochin the phobia no.
I tell you, I like BMO.
Mimi you be that by this time.
Also there are who say so now no.
For team or Giddy so I sign Arsenal.
Obet me no mark bet.
Which and me share game no. Na me say now over one thing wonder say boy no mo ba. San komo na be omo da no. Because Enra they played very very well. And they look like a spirited team. Team of spirit. They match Arsenal boot for boot. Yes, there were moments that Arsenal just said they were so dominant over them, especially up to the time Arsenal say 2-0 no. But Rich, after Arsenal 2-0 no, any even in between, Wolverhampton Wanderers actually said they are not pushovers in a Premier League. And I was asking myself, so for the same that they be on an Arsenal challenge, you know, and I'm on my page on boss game, you know. I think they did well. And it's our born and no money Arsenal boy now. Rich, on the balance of play, they deserve something out of the game. My problem with Arsenal and Ra, look, on game management, you know, Mikel Arteta seems to be confused. Our solid defense, and he, on him say, on take a decision, say, or take a lead way. Na ohana on team for being kahwa in managing the game on rely on a solid defense non defend me and I say onye the student that he has been all over in life as a coach working under Pep. I said the best way to manage a game is to possess it. Na onye ball no nkuta no dictate play na. Now anka team ewo Zubimendi, Declan Rice. Obi obebo ten bia say Odegaard say Ezel say Mikel Merino say Bukayo Saka Nansen and Odrift. Arsenal do have a team. Rich, I think what they should be doing at the training grounds is to possess the game, doing game management rather than
defending,
like relying on their solid defense. Because baby Mikel Arteta fiba no City no ni period no ho nyina in the leagues that City won, their game management plan was not to defend, it was to possess the football. And yes be Mikel Arteta Daniel Fisadi and who because only players on Metmaesa they do have it.
Abia is on trust in the defense in the game. You see, because Arsenal at this time won't concede. They are conceding 2-3.
It is because of the way they are defending. Arsenal shouldn't be a team that would defend low block under pressure against Wolves. No. What should you do? No one possible on any upon. That is Arsenal. That is a disciple of Pep. That is what Pep will do. That is what a Spanish coach will do. It's all the attributes of Arteta and the way he wants to manage games, you know. And that is where Emma may question and say, why is he doing that?
Go Wolves now on the neighbor. Actually, 2-0.
Yes, 2. Pass the game and let's 2. Pass on the name pong. Mikel Arteta, you are a Spanish midfielder. You've learned under the best when it comes to game management with possession. So what is your problem? And you do have the materials. Oh, materials, you know. Rich, say a drew the idea. You see, sometimes, you know, when you are also far from the team, the armchair coaching is more easier on paper. Yeah. Because and come and tell you say there are some games a drew best 78 minutes last night 2. They should forget about more forward wingers now. Like Enra, time of pressure no almost they still had Martinelli and all the Trossard by. But I would have preferred you bringing in more midfielders than wing forwards somebody body America.
I'm on Cardo Medford.
Because somebody go America, it is either they are going to create a chance from it or they are going to lose the ball. So if you don't want to lose the ball, bring in players they will play to frustrate you. You may have Odegaard as your number 10. You may have Eze as one of our wingers. When you want to manage games, it is Eze, or Odegaard, or Zubimendi, or Declan Rice. These are 4 midfielders. 4. They can 2 microseconds, 10 microseconds, and they can pass. And Odegaard should watch that. The game management is becoming problematic. And Rich, if you want to extend the Arsenal competition, So what? Even now saying Arsenal games are winning, no. Any bono winning, no. They are not playing dominant football. Oh. Arsenal, they are not dominating opposition to win. Oh. They play just like the Omubon and against Wolves, no. But the difference is that they are able to say Omudu game management stage now. They are able to defend well. And one with the way Gabriel Magalhaes and David Raya, because according to Magalhaes, time across in the Bayern, goalkeeper, he was no Gabriel, no. He had the situation under control.
Okay.
You don't have to panic and come out. And how about Montina miscommunication? Mummy and Mko class in about Koto, them pum. That Nigerian UK guy, small boy. Oba game require only be 10 minutes. No bobo on the Calafiori, and a ball share. And the time now born is saying, you wouldn't expect us now say, or meet Masako Gobium. Now, before Sir incident in the look at chances of us like Gabriel Jesus Nebi, Martinelli Nebi, but they couldn't and kept 3-0 there. Was a bum crabby. And see, yes, these are the lessons that Arsenal must go through to fine-tune the way they want to finish the league. But Rich, I still insist, say, per the amount from every Premier League club this season, Arsenal is better than all of them. The signs now, Arsenal, and so now, Obi say, oh, a your weakness, no. Say weakness, no. Omu competitors now even more. Omu quite more weaker than Arsenal.
Oh, 2 messages were. First one, Samson. I say I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm not convinced that Arsenal can beat City at Etihad Sports, especially after struggling to get a point against City at Etihad this season. Then the second message from Odum TV. I say Richard tell Ayala that I want to bet him €100.
Nice one.
That Arsenal cannot win the league.
First one, Arsenal fan no. Was on your convinced Arsenal be Man City.
Yeah.
In the reverse
official.
And the reason and it's
the first leg no want to me amfa you know.
Oh come on. First leg in City share Arsenal na.
I mean I'm draw right.
Me say this City team can't beat Arsenal. Now ebe me they say if Arsenal should maintain the points gap. Now omo the City game anymore. Rich, what it would then mean say Pep Guardiola must tell the boys we must win this game. Say Arsenal. I want that kind of game where City comes into a game against Arsenal and they know that they must come out and win that game. No, how no? And your fluke say Wadri. I was Spanish national team. None deputy years will be made in that Mikel Arteta Kofana, but say I'm a bonus says no.
Oh, I want to say you don't TV message now. Me can me cause madam for pa. Hasla JK do UK.
Okay.
On the
so obeba
I the second cry a pound mo menye euro.
Okay, £100.
£100.
£100 on the bag and it's coming.
You checking in here. Also Hasla JK the madam for pa UK. Or Greater Manchester Cronum.
Oh, okay.
Na also up £100.
And the Hasla do me say. Your pom program na any rich in Ninko. Na me family dear man. Now also send all the man.
Sure.
Now rich in your refi no nyina mfifi now. Now on fast can.
The boss is in we ya.
Radio no sna.
Yes, so we didn't can watch this.
Yeah, the na mo no say why na be winning.
On the Arsenal team league no.
But why na be ji?
One kabato also no dey bet no no kon ne say Arsenal. And found no league. On no person catch us Arsenal team league no.
I don't have a problem with that. Rich, annual Champions League games, within 2 minutes.
Okay.
Results that in the first legs, I think, sir, there are some games that are dead. Games in the Rich. My first one will be the Galatasaray one. Rich and the woo. Oh yeah.
5-2 no.
There's no way.
You went to me action be out.
Oh, Turin
more.
They will fight, but they will not be able to qualify.
Okay.
Now, they know both of already Inter. look, somebody for them make them once and watch. And when you watch them play, Rich, unya bibia wo tim say born on mo na fluke. Any fairy tale.
Born on nimbo.
Yes. Any fairy tale. Say you will win your ha. Basa basa. But when they are basa basa Rich. They've done it to Man City. Omo the same thing to Atletico Madrid. And now they've added Inter. Now minimum say the San Siro, Inter will think oh a budo. You create atmosphere bit my charge near the you. It can happen. But budo at the sort of team we. And last time Mekachi say they are doing all this and a preseason momo. They are not playing the Norwegian league right now. Only a preseason now. Look at their team. They play with a lot of confidence, Rich. A lot of confidence. And you love watching them. But I think that the most chaotic game by the course of Belgium now. Club Brugge,
Atletico Madrid now.
Rich. Game need you be handsome. 3-3. And Maminka says the same way. Rich, the second leg is going to follow the same pattern. Atletico will not have it easy. Even though Brugge will come to Spain. They will not. They will not. Apart from the Galatasaray game, no, I think the second game are dead. Not based on the results, but based on the fixture. PSG in Monaco. No. Once I got 3-2, they are tight. But they are taking the game to Paris. And they are too good for the Monaco team. Over the way, we see Brashi on one side now. Bibia there the professor Omo Entimi Omo. And now Patrick Sheik and 2 late goals in the second half. I'm a Leverkusen Koshe Olympiacos. I think also taking that game to Germany kills that tie for me. Omo betimi qualify. The rest of the games, you know, say ukasa place premium on all factors. You may add a Real Madrid game. Many say Benfica what it takes to come to Santiago Bernabeu and win against him, your friend Real Madrid. The rest, I'm not too sure about Atlanta turning it against Dortmund derby. And the second leg, you know, of the playoffs in Rich, I bet my clear picture on a certain things. Okay. And I think that by this time, say Ulobi a bet in Krana, their website are to bet on who qualifies. I think say you can pick from now. See, teams are after the first leg, you know, or make me qualify. Me will coach me, but because Martinez and you know, I will not mention them. Just go to my social media handle and pick them. We call my X account now. Unsa ebetimi aka me X account no send it be amedi to Jan Owusu Bempa Ayala and answer at @_Ayala oko unsa beka oko Bismarck Owusu Bempa -Ayala ewo Facebook and answer Ayala Sports ewo Facebook unsa beka so you member of me group no me WhatsApp channel no dia ne unsa kakos ne dada o me Telegram no so unsa ebetimi akanda dada nti that is how enyoma esi etie.
Okay, I am your Kaplan Abramovich, also on the US. Honestly, Richardo, I'm also going for $100 with Ayala.
I'm going to come on,
so no $100.
I'm going to come
I'm ready.
And my problem can say they are not telling us who they think they will win.
Person can say Arsenal mean G League, you bottle it.
Say Arsenal and G.
Almost penny say Yabo season every Arsenal and G League.
I don't have a problem. But say Arsenal and G League now, Obinebeji.
Sure. Okay.
Say Arsenal and G League now, Obinebeji League, you know. To them,
okay. I'm saying, I'm with you, Sean, Hasla JKD, and Kabna Abramovich, I'm waiting to the message number. I'm with you, says Arsenal about bottle league now, why? And I bet you league now at the end. Businessman, they don't say, the issue with Arsenal is psychological, and it starts from Arteta. He's confused at the moment. Business minded, and this message the abeno, and I jina so dia befie na ya bedi afisa mo hon komo and so show no so Ediamam in Shawans 4.5 afei and I would do a video at her. Yes, I am free. Yeraketo Kreku ye twaso with the interviewer on the Yanum as I say radio. Akokoye I wore a year almost studio. I didn't send P attitude and number car. You be doing home come away. And I'm so bad, I'm not very interested. Bow where the African ya.
It be discovered.
Yanyan Cassian Sano yogurt.
Oh, go.
Nano, Ben. Ben so on so ready 2K.
Nice one. Okay, Ben quite say between Nadim.
I was City Badge League. I want to City Badge League.
Fantastic.
And he already with 2K.
Fatilo be church or listen.
And Tilo for pen better.
Listening.
Hey, what order that? How this can send him do it?
Mon compare listening na you are am first can to
Fatilo there.
Na en check. This never we see me.
Say your boss is in here was steady. You steady papa. All right, NT yeah twaso the amount insurance 4.5 now Yeraketo Kreku ni interview on Asase Radio ne movie baako eni ose Black Stars players no you be saying so am I ready for the World Cup nyame adoma I shall say US, Canada and then Mexico and your group no ye nanim say ye ni Croatia ho England ho and Panama and so ho ano and na abubusa Yeraketo Kreku say with the group na you come no any in players no or shall my bobo hu yi pa omo adekobo eye World Cup no ana yintie na no yaudi emma that question.
To be honest with you, I think every member of the squad, first of all, do understand what Ghana stands for. Every member of the squad respects the Ghanaian color. Every member of the squad knows what it means to play at the World Cup. And therefore, there's no ambiguity at all as to how their attitude will be when we eventually regroup for this campaign. Yes, when new players come into the picture, sometimes it does take time for them to adapt to our systems and our processes, etc., etc. But I think that by and large, we are okay. We have a very, very good family unit. The team led by Captain Jordan Ayew is a very good family, and they are very, very proud to be given the chance to represent Ghana at the World Cup. And I believe that each one of them will give up their best during the upcoming tournament.
Okay. And the GFA President Yeraketo Kreku and Nanuye are very, very simple. Or say, Bobo Kona, ye follow the Black Stars of Ghana, Ghana food na ye team no. Only say players no, oma buom ye pa. They are ready for the World Cup. Now, also person who say players no man ready. Player bia was see a kind Ediama Black Stars team no, oma ebia, almost omitibe ye. Now for the very first time, collab, World Cup no. They know the importance of the World Cup no no. World Cup player bia ubenya konya so okakobubi no. Onim here say unya opportunity say okobo World Cup emfaso de adema wu player no. Enti ohre sa nneema na on de ogidie sam range no mo bo mo ho pa. Nyame adoma Jesse don be hye as in Black Star Jesse no. Omunim how important eye and how important World Cup we ye adema any Ghanaian so Nyame adoma World Cup no obedi eye chiri tim nante ne de on de obetimi akase CA ansa na collab no kra beba ne de akobo World Cup no and say they are ever ready Nyame adoma World Cup no so ebekwa kugina Ghana nem na omusi akan edi ama ayo omankonkon Ghana enwe no omusa bisa ne say Thomas Partey Abranto no integral member our Black Stars team na nanse ni coach Krabeka say Abrante na odimo Arsenal no enyo no oba be arewa Abrante ni si akandema I say wo hwe Partey psychologically as Abrante no nya sound of cry ama affecting any performance na nanse kra de charges as aba count 2 rapes and so aba count no eno kra na se aba say ade no kra eno so yentie yewura Keto Kreku anu ya odema aye Thomas Partey and rape charges are nansaying and so about the.
So Thomas is our deputy captain. Thomas is a key member of the Black Stars. Just to take our minds back a bit, that wonderful goal he scored in Abuja took us to the Mundial in Qatar. he's somebody that we love so much and a very, very key member of our squad. What that means is that the FA will never sleep over any situation with a player like Thomas. We are in constant contact with Thomas. He's in a good frame of mind, despite what we read. He has a strong mindset and he's preparing to represent Ghana at the World Cup. In terms of his ongoing lawsuit in England, we are well connected. We engage a lot. He knows our position. He knows where we stand, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with him during these challenging times because we need him to be in the right frame of mind for the World Cup. And I'm very positive that despite all the happenings, Thomas will show up.
Okay. And I need Thomas Partey and soon some no. I said the name Thomas Partey, a deputy captain at the Black Stars Bobukuno, and Oyobia, or integral member said the Medika Kaino. Now, I said, dear Bakupa or no. Debia or the Kai Patepa, a son go now. When you did Nigeria, man, the Kobo walk up no. Ama a Branton in ya at the Magana, papa, na or say, as I know, every day bia, every no, I'm not Thomas Partey didn't come on. Now, said the Ania King Kai, our media, no so now Branton on now, and yes, sound, and a dear Bendia or say, Yanukre. A Branton, so only didn't come on. Some of the but be bien, Hano. Oh, okay, 100% okay. Branton only OGDA say Nyamia Domina World Cup no Nod no so Kusia Kandiama at the Black Stars of Ghana. Branton obenya sound mind now Akusia Kain at the Ama Aya Ghana Ebubu Kuniti. Sansaman Dama Bontain say na particular no on your sound mind and into every crown World Cup no when Jimmy Uncle Bo and Farmer Ghana no. Ose Sansa no tia Muntumu because only party didn't come out Branton no. We're very, very strong. I be bia and shada and hano obutimi abono ball at the Ama Aya Ghana. The church crano na infending common quick aba in place no bra or more a prepano so a concern with ASA Nema Ecoson.
I'll continuously ask for prayers by everybody in our country. Let's pray for the team. Let's pray against injuries. Let's pray that the players, the unity in the team stays as it is and even becomes much better. I am concerned, and everybody is concerned about the number of players in the medical room as we speak now. But I'm very positive. I'm a very positive person. I always believe that everything and anything is possible, and our job is to work as much as we can. Our job is to pray as much as we can for the Almighty God to bless us, and we leave the rest to Him. I mean, we'll do our part, and we know that our part will be enough to make Ghana proud.
Okay. The president say the rate at which as say in players no kudus no me salus no paper no also no hano pa na obesra Ghana ni bia say ye koyin kutodwani ma ye mompa ye mfama team because World Cup dia wo kwa uhia wo Arsenal ni na u players na om na beboa wo ama watimi anya result uhia obia on board so do mbe ka kobo e wo kam na say e bedru na afi players ye ni dom so mo prepare Ebasa bebe World Cup campaign no nema enkoye emfa emanti ambo mpaya na mabobi enso ede ama aye place no me sha sem fafio with nsem yensen
no de kakrabi is rich say who do football on come o biggest asset are your players inti Ghana World Cup ye ko nyina no Obraye kwakobo won e players na kwakobo amayen
sure
obi a waka bia etaretare ho but players no na the main focus omo no mokwa kugina park ne so na omasia kan and whether ye be ko yanim ye be free mu yanim be guase we will show the world what we are made of and all that a showcase of the players ayewo and ye dey World World Cup nti the discussion around players omo readiness omo medical situation any or mental situation ni na no a very very important say you heard the World Cup in a bigger perspective the edikan a player bia eda so say oba representing my on the biggest football tournament we are say which is the World Cup enti say President Ketokre Kubeka chair say players no the ebe friend bia no ready aye no kre everybody want that opportunity
player be name better World Cup
you get it enti Obia ready. So nyakonya no nko ade that is his dream. And as for readiness there, mini problem be our. The second one, I have had the privilege to speak to Mpenyinfo with connection to Thomas Partey. So if you want to know Partey situation, you speak to other people, then you know, so this is the situation. From outside, Rich, the only problem about Partey war, and coach Marcelino, a statement I want to make about him. That is the only outward concerns Partey war. So when you psychoanalysis of him, you don't know his mental state. But at least the ya or can one some bon teacher and penny for money didn't come. The anka or GD say ni coach wasn't called born a bino. And so keka in the media space about him. And GD say it exposes mistakes, too much outside. And moi for no one kasankasa and dada management of Nsemna Ekoson. Beyond that,
it's okay.
Yes, from the outlook there. Beyond that, he has always said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. I am ready to play. Some mama opportunity, mama bonkwadia, mebo in the World Cup. Margin also. You say, Rich, say unim say you are part of your national team. Every time you go, you World Cup, anyway, like it's part of your thinking, and Partey has shown to pay for money like I say, so yeah, World Cup near time. Edua me baba be si for mama me man na ma boss na ma ho de betimi abo na me dia pushy. But Rich, I just hope, and I am saying this with a lot like me get too much concern, because now the Blasters do have a psychologist. And the Partey situation, wouldn't just be phone calls, wouldn't just be your presence with him, but he would need psychological nyoma bebre, and so from the FA aside the professional management the lawyers and then the therapists are of yes, so as part of your support to him and your course on qua, but he will be closer to our psychological experts to me and in look, say Udu state be say wa brabo ma hear or watching bibia. You need people to show you excessive love. No matter when no man no kasa na almost send you message. And see every second you watch your phone and as for one no person you watch and you laugh. Now I'm going to say, oh, you have the support of people. The last thing I care about Partey is say, whether fortunately or unfortunately rich, Partey is fortunate to have come from a part of the world that are not overly sensitive to these matters. Some make me breaking it down. The ambassador me change and say, Rich, Partey say what be free or maya. A buy send me say, what to a man be a minimum. The room say, chia send me say, Muno, Ghana and count. And can you say, Rich, and by this time, Partey will not be even part of the discussion for Team Echo World Cup.
Yeah.
You get my point. Partey for England.
Imagine Amazing Greenwood.
Yes.
Issue by yes, you have call.
Partey English. And by this time, there's no way we even have a discussion. Say, oh, is he in a right form of mind for the even the coach will never even consider him until after ABI solving the problem. But here, part of the world, Rich, we don't overdo these sensitive matters. And you will get all the love. Me as well Partey and Quebec and Guana your bones in a year. Because Rich, the kind of hardship behavior Obenya on the street of Europe, time holding us and Obagana own Yasadiano. Partey will not walk on the street of Kumasi and people will see him and say, you are a rapist. Nobody will do that. But people will do it. They will be writing messages to him, sending him text message, threatening ade. But how nobody will do that. We will show you love. Because your perspective and orientation on some matters need different. And that is how best we can deal with the matter for Abranti FM Thomas Partey. What can play the rich? Yes, I'm John Focus here with the players.
Really? Brian,
Coach, I think that what the GFA president is saying is in the right direction, especially about your players and how you have to support them. It's important to, from now to the time I walk up in the best stats, spiritually, physically, psychologically, you better support your players. Yeah, very, very important. Your key players on my prepare and they're worrying. A bit say Mohamed Salisu the last time I started in rehabilitation. Oshe, a bit say Mohamed Kudus for one. On the same. I mean, he say Unya Antoine Semenyo Kokopra, Jordan Kokopra, and a host of other players. It becomes even extra word for Thomas Partey. Much more of a psychological issue. If he gets the right support, it's going to be fine. Maybe the Maka, whatever the case is, no matter how strong Partey is, he's always going to feel it. Or feel it at some point in time. It's going to affect him a little bit, but it's how he manages it. And on him, what has really happened. So managing here, definitely, BB be fine for him. Your work up near corner very important. Important in the sense, Oshe, the last few World Cups, we've not been there. When we went to Qatar. After that, we've not had that World Cup feel again. This is a big opportunity for us to reinvent your country. Again, also in terms of football, African Cup of Nations, you said that you're successful in the last few years. So it's a big opportunity for
the
us.
Last time, the qualification,
exactly, and for all of the players, this is huge for them. Some of them World Cup maybe now, or my coach or my Bobby. For now, of the World Cup time, but it's about unity and preparation. The best countries are preparing. Some of the countries already, minimum base are on better now. Some US maybe on better now. The Canadians, Canada, maybe better now. Mexico, same. It's about preparation of players now. What's the routine? Saying how prepared towards them. I think say
but aside injuries, no. Me major one ban in players now. As what they perform though.
Oh,
Antoine.
Antoine Fatah Ushaku is an excellent.
Ushaku, to some extent, yeah.
You've not seen Calibrachi in recent times. The last game, Nogel and Calibrachi for Nogel. There are a lot of Ghanaians on Moboye. Even Kamadin Suleiman Akoye Bonnet in the last 4 or 5 games has been prolific. So some are coming. The only thing is that Anna is easy to see. Obite Kudus are not our top now. If you are from
Jordan, injury.
Yeah, Jordan too, same. But I mean, I think that there's a long time to go.
Oviebo, more playing time than first. Or Prakoba, and he's playing more than first. He's getting playing.
Particularly no boy.
Yeah,
very much and not Partey boy.
Partey played yesterday. What do we need to form? Even this guy. I always get his name wrong because of the spelling of the name. No, is it Pfeiffer or Pfeiffer? German.
Yeah, that German guy.
Yes, Obo German Bundesliga too. No, he's also getting a lot of playing time.
Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Pfeiffer. Yeah. He will be in the list. He will be in the list for the friendly game. No,
we slow kakramami.
So a German born, but he will be in the list. When he said, "Nansana me dim kumubi," or watching Jerome Opoku.
Oh no!
I never noticed this.
Oh, you call a mobile Lancaster. Say me call in that I know ni. I'm the Jordan who's saying I'm coach no akwad wa papa.
Oh, we are watching down there. Oh, then we are talking about Dan Ben.
But now is a Jerome Lanky. You know Jerome is slim. Yes, anything maybe a man who easy with Jerome.
Yeah, but what you know? And I checked. Me bon come on so me I mean check. I'm me check in. Akwad what you know? Hey.
Because we know I'm in the case of the
I hope say by then could feature a bit in my fit. I hope say he can be
fit. Proud, no, bit my fit at World Cup.
Such a
laid off for a very long time.
Kofi the encore cup.
I mean, yes.
Ni consider no. World Cup ni there.
90 still until the bena we will resurrect the conversation of your bogus.
Where?
Yeah, there are some bogus that's doors muso be at amuzu hosin odo emo ye
se san common ye
I was start video
amuzu di onka ho yesero
oh say me dem me dey be show say the case will be nice oh I was start say din common no
so no do emu me consider World Cup ye ko bo Ghana You consider
imagine say if you don't have Kudus wide, now Hosen Odoye as wide now.
Good option.
Exactly.
Very, very good option.
You come down with the emotions.
I think it's a good option.
Ne, Vivi. Say di jina ho. Na inaki jina ho.
When I be begin.
Oh, Charlie.
When I can for me and can go. Inaki Williams buy. For me memories be
giving us anything.
And
Kind for me and you. Yeah.
So that's my cousin.
I think it's a good option.
Two guys and young consider what happened here go.
And you be there, they will be others.
Yeah, Calmos no, they like this good option. Even last time at Stuttgart for fullback, what's his name? Oh, the Obaya ne registration in your down. Patrick Derek Kuhn. Quality guy. If you watch him both for Stuttgart and
Japan and Korea,
solid.
Super performance.
Yo, when more test waters and
oh no, a conversation you must have.
Okay.
A conversation.
Some guys be able to test water.
Another conversation about the Cobra.
But
me him test some and money.
Nhyira FM asho ebasa automatically no ye chew £5 and €5 and ye more Europe. So America na Canada ye chew $10 for free. O send this cancel ye nto we. Tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. Papa no.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama fro.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yeshino nana.
Nada.
Se baby ameti ye to me. And me wo fa send me ska. Din kan wo de kosi wo bisu ni pakura discount. Yo de ba yen so amiko yi a ehun sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem ay transaction o hoda.
Debbie. And catch you, catch offer say on download tap send. So download tap sender or send this camera wire. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send it there. If you see a fan baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once we download app na 2 phones. In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no. Ye chew £5 and €5 and ye more Europe. So America na Canada, ye chew $10 for free. O send this cancel ye nto we. Tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. Papa no.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama fro.
In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no. Ye chew £5 and €5 and ye more Europe. So America na Canada, ye chew $10 for free. O send this cancel ye nto we. Tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. Papa no.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama fro.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yeshino nana.
Nada.
Se baby ameti ye to me. And me wo fa send me ska. Din kan wo de kosi wo bisu ni pakura discount. Yo de ba yen so amiko yi a ehun sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem ay transaction o hoda.
Debbie. And catch you, catch offer say on download tap send. So download tap sender or send this camera wire. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send it there. If you see a fan baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once we download app na 2 phones. In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no. Ye chew £5 and €5 and ye more Europe. So America na Canada, ye chew $10 for free. O send this cancel ye nto we. Tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say ukayo. Tap send. Papa no.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any mama check them some fro. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama fro.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yeshino nana.
Nada.
Se baby ameti ye to me. And me wo fa send me ska. Din kan wo de kosi wo bisu ni pakura discount. Yo de ba yen so amiko yi a ehun sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem ay transaction o hoda.
Debbie. and catch a catch offer say on download tap send. So download tap send or send this camera wire. About some mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send the dear. If you are safe and a so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once what download app not two phones. In the process, if you say promo code no.
If I want to do it,
Betway see and car will be out. Betway influencer no. And that's so air cost and Europa League games in America. O come social scene now and Sabeka course in na. The entire may encourage you to join the Betway. Never come influencers no and say simple so bet me abeka ho and once we go bet your platform so be show bet na wa share code na for the code no etwa bet won code ni order no be twa beta nso obenye sika ne bi na odi egu ubotum the best betting platform e wo wi ase enye kwase obi e catcher nti Betway de e ho na ye ni omo e twa bet no only 18 years a wontimi twa Betway course ni bi and I say wontimi twa bet kwa but what the 18 years there the only here say you bet responsibly Betway say get way more. You live international say yanka obi bia say open deodorant e dey go amoto mu a na wa mana ye Rexona 72 hours no enso so e bi bacteria na e cause fifre e ma enkaba ho no ye the technology bi e good deodorant ni mu a e ma fifre mpontel ananka etimi aba ho nti number 1 dio spray e wo dwaman so e Rexona 72 hours no baby a wo to dio spray bi akwa a o si omoma Rexona ne bi na eto e supermarket provision shop more ho baby a eton provisions bi an okwa onsa ebetimi aka deodorant omo spray no enso so e bi so open dodo to dia and na wakoda di ash ne shop na e wo Kumase Mrs. Anoche Plaza building no ewe doom opposite Boss FM na no onsa ebetimi akomo won kan advanced savings omo opposite wo ewo kaeshi wo takwade a market circle adjacent car bank no anase wo Kumase so answer the medical car Mrs. Anoche Plaza opposite Boss FM na Fredadi Ash ewo 0531 013-881 0531 013-881 ubetimi so akọ beauty glow omo 2 shops ewe doom PZ I buy some pharmacy kejetia store number G1549 I buy police station no uko kejetia so opposite gate 8 I wo the same building na CBG ewo mu no onsa ebetima kom enkan na wutia onsa beka beauty glow ewo Makola mall anase Makola Central Market hono ma ubetimi afre in liver for ewo 0543 384 958 0543 384 958 na enye deodorant nko Lux seminar and so a new product na say do my no e kama udi jare a sham na e brow skin no e ma ne kama omo different types e be suit say na open bian okwa to make kabom na wato ni nyina bi Lux seminar no say de edutwam and so baby a wato seminar bian no obenya bi ato na mum say open dudu atu a na wa fa Big Jake I was 0244 812 364 0244 812-364.
Yedimasi kofa dum kase no amamo ye ba obra atwan Thursday edition no ebeto aso edi amamu nyina yakramo yebesa ne mo ahia